Tell me how it is feel. Let's go. Let's worship the Lord. Yeah, I need this for that. Hallelujah, Lord. Hallelujah. Hey, Lord. Come on, let's worship. Let's go to church. Tell me how you did feel when you went down Jordan in the morning. Tell me how you did feel
when your sins wash away.
Oh Lord, I feel so good in my soul.
When you went down Jordan this morning.
I feel so good in my soul.
When your sins wash away.
Tell me how you did feel
when you went down Jordan this morning.
Children, how you did feel
when your sins wash away.
I Lord, I feel so good in my soul.
When you went down Jordan this morning.
I feel so good in my soul.
When your sins wash away.
Jesus forgot my soul.
When you went down Jordan this morning.
I feel so sweet in my soul.
When your sins wash away.
Oh, tell me how you did feel
when you went down Jordan this morning.
Tell me how you did feel
when your sins wash away.
Hey, I feel so good in my soul.
When you went down Jordan this morning.
I feel so good in my soul.
When your sins wash away.
Oh, I feel a joy in my soul.
When you went down
I wonder if you remember. I feel so good in my soul.
When your sins wash away.
I wonder if you remember. Tell me how you did feel
when you went down Jordan this morning.
Tell me how you did feel
when your sins wash away.
My Lord, I feel so good in my soul.
When you went down Jordan this morning.
I feel so good in my soul.
When your sins wash away.
Hey, Jesus got my soul.
When you went down Jordan this morning.
I feel a joy in my soul.
When your sins wash away.
How you feel, boy? Tell me how you did feel.
When you went
sometimes your mind needs to go back. Tell me how you did feel.
When your sins wash away.
Oh, Jesus, I've got my soul.
When you went down Jordan this morning.
Jesus, don't chop my soul.
When your sins wash away.
Hey, I feel a joy in my soul.
When you went down Jordan this morning.
I feel a joy in my soul.
When your sins wash away.
Hey, tell me how you did feel.
When you went down Jordan this morning.
Tell me how you did feel.
When your sins wash away.
Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Down Jordan this morning.
Glory, 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 glory.
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized, with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowbita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 60 Tools.
Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Ronnie, do you have $488 to lend, man?
Hi, what's up TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT.
Salvation, full and free. Salvation is for everybody.
Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
Yes, we cooking with gas with Maggie and Carnation. Win 6 months free cooking gas. Just purchase $25 in Maggie and Carnation products for chances to win. 50 winners get free cooking gas refills from Ramco for 6 months. Purchase must include Maggie green seasoning or Maggie pepper sauce. Enter via entry boxes or online. So turn up the heat, add the taste and flavor and win 6 months free cooking gas with Maggie and Carnation. Follow Maggie Caribbean and Carnation Caribbean on Facebook and Instagram for details and entry form.
Ikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifabamishe Aganki, better known as MC Duke, and every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Sheet 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for Orisha, The Way of Life.
Pastor Hannah A. Pabu of Holy Spirit Ministries will be live on the street 919 FM every first and third Wednesday from 11:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. In the scripture, Matthew 19 verse 26, the Bible says, "But Jesus looked at them and said to them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." Pastor Hannah is here to motivate you, challenge you, encourage you to walk in your purpose and destiny God has for you. For prayer and counseling, call Pastor Hannah at 728-5197.
He heals me when I'm broken. Strength where I've been weak. Forever he'll reign.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ill, and you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Tune in to the Street 919 FM for Gospel in the Bone Ministry every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message. Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the Street 919 FM.
The journey's almost over.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Well, a pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Titans of Democracy right here on the Street 919 FM. Let me thank the Heavenly Father for bringing me here safe, sound, and all together in one piece. A pleasant good morning going out to my entire family. Good morning to Ms. Sharon Felix, Mr. Dominic Romaine, and their entire family. Good morning to you, all our callers, all our listeners, to all of our viewers online. For those of you that are always locked on via whatever mechanism, it's always good to have you guys on the inside with us. Pleasant good morning also going out to the management and staff of the Street 919 FM. Good morning to Mr. Iwer George and his entire family. And to my Tobago friends and family, special good morning to you guys. I think you all are not locked on. I'm trying to sort that out. So just bear with me a bit and we'll all be together on the inside. If not, remember you can check us live on the Street 919 FM's Facebook page. Also on YouTube at Iwer TV live broadcast on the Street 919 FM. So what I will do at this time, I will open up the lines just a bit as we await the arrival of Mr. Dominic Romain. So you can call me at 342-0081 and 466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Bruce Wayne.
Morning, darling, morning.
Morning. First time I get here so early. So how you going otherwise? Dominic coming in today?
Yeah, he's supposed to come in today.
All right. Good morning to the Titan, Sharon, Sauce, Manu, Tack Lady. Everybody have a good morning and a nice day. Okay? Love you, love you, love you.
Love you too, my dear. Take care.
Family, good morning. Okay?
Yes, my dear.
Sisters and brothers, morning. Okay, bye-bye.
Nice. Yes, guys, so you can call me up. What am I seeing here? Nice. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you, my brother.
Morning, morning.
Morning to Sharon. Morning to Dominic. And by extension, the titans of democracy. Those are watching us saying we're going down here, boy. The road you're going down is like it ain't going to be easy. Like the group on the other side, like they're heading for socialism. Where Makila jump out. And I heard your father mention that already. Kamala also mentioned that this country is in a mess. What are we going to do besides praying, my brother?
Hey.
Locked on and waiting on the other twirl.
Yeah, man.
I ain't bothered to call out all names. I can't live on mommy's house, of course. All right, Mano. The line is yours. I'll call it.
Caller, good morning.
Children, praise the Lord in Jesus' name. Blessed Trinity, one God most high. We need salvation, salvation for eternal praise. Give thanks to Jesus. Good morning to everybody. And do just what I say, give thanks to Jesus, because this is the day that the God has sent for us, and we are glad in it this morning. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, Sourman. Good morning to you. Good morning to Deep Salt. Good morning to A. Patsy Street. Good morning to you. Good morning to Girlfriend. Good morning to Sheila. Good morning to everybody. Jenny, good morning to Bata. Good morning to you. Deep Faizabad, everybody. Bonnet Gardens and Mount Hope. Jackie and Jackie, good morning to you. Ubanoga, good morning. All those who are listening, all who have forget 1285. Coco, good morning to you. And as I say to everybody, Dominic, good morning to you. Give somebody something today and say nothing. Just give. Just remember, is in giving shall receive. Thank you.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Hey, Bruce, morning, big brother boy.
Hey, morning, man. How you doing?
Boy, Bruce, boy, 2 days I was out, boy. I ain't get to see what I say. Bruce, boy, how we gonna make out with the shoveling thing now, boy? Bruce, you what going on, brother? Well, use carnage. So I think you gotta walk down French Street. There's have a bus passing right there. You know what I mean? Right on RP Avenue right there, brother.
Yeah.
Right? Chabonas to Porter Spain. Right? What they ought to do is just improve the management of the service and let bus come down. I don't like travel with them cars on them. I don't like when the fellas drive. Yeah. Right? Because them talking about it's just $3 to $4 they raise and that. So them fellas compensate for the next seat. But what about when they go into full capacity in the back? Would they reduce it back to $11?
No, them not reducing that.
Well, right. So that bubble he gave you the last night on the news.
Yeah,
Bro, see what's going on.
very well they're not reducing that.
And I'm going to tell you some of them fellas, most of them fellas running CNG, you know. Look at top of them fellas. this country's lies and complain. Most of them fellas in Shabonas, they're running CNG.
Yeah, I fully aware of that.
So it's just, so you're not pushing away. You ain't care about the people who will make no money, who out of jobs, who are no jobs. You ain't business about that. I'm going to say morning to the whole team, everybody, my brothers and them, Tari and Rowley Jr., the whole team. Bruce, you see me, I'm not going to say what I Gary Griffith is you, because I'm going to show you something, brother. I do like a famous female corner. Me, I'm not going to say, see that? That's how to be handling a delicate situation. I leave the judgment of the Prime Minister, because watch me, the country split, brother. I was about yesterday, the country split. There's some who for Bruce, and some against. And we gotta respect that.
Yeah.
So you see me, I out at that argument. What Dr. Rowley say we going, me no fanatic. Right, Bruce? But here we're going, you see that job. Bruce, because $4 by the bus to show and support the spin and back. What is going is, sometimes he says service is not reliable, so they just need to improve that, put more buses on the route, Grandy and them stuff and Sando and that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Bruce, you ever take the bus, you ever walk down and take the bus on the avenue there? That bus to be passing them things.
Plenty times.
Alright, that bus blowing cold, you're tall, you have a full seat, you can stretch out your leg, you can jump from seat to seat, because one person in a seat, and you gotta time it, Bruce, you gotta time it. I mean, I say when you're hurrying in a rush, you can't do it. But it's getting ridiculous now. But brother, listen, and morning to everybody, and Mother Tuna Puna, well, everybody make sure Mother Tuna Puna is alright, and Sharon, I love you, Gil. Well, let's stay strong, Dominic, brother, everybody. Morning, Bruce, morning.
Yeah, man, bless. Well, let me say a pleasant good morning to Mr. Dominic Romain, who has just joined me in studio. What's up, my brother?
Good morning. All is well.
Nice, nice. Well, I'm now about to get into the papers.
Okay.
So, headlines in the Express this morning for today, Thursday, the 30th of September, 2021. Blackout. Tutor threatens action days before physical school reopening. Fatima suspends Zoom classes for unvaccinated pupils. That is going to be interesting.
Well, Fatima says it's not true, but we'll see.
Okay. Tutor gears up for protests. Teachers are gearing up for protest action, but Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association Tutor President Antonio De Freitas is remaining tight-lipped about it. Parents upset as Fatima drops Zoom classes. A group of upset parents are challenging a decision by Fatima College to suspend online Zoom classes for unvaccinated pupils and instead teach them via notes. Hold on, let me get in quickly. Where is it? Yes. Via notes, assignments, tests, and correspondence on Google Classroom. Dominic, what's the problem?
With what?
My son does Google Classroom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, he has Zoom interaction.
Yeah.
But Google Classroom is excellent.
Yeah, I use it too for my classes.
So okay, all right. I is the problem. I is the problem. I is the problem. AG misleading Parliament. Opposition Senator Wade Mark is accusing Attorney General Faris Alwari of misleading the Parliament on the issue of Legal Notice 183. Right. Okay. L'Oreal Fund for Women supports women in TNT. As part of L'Oreal ongoing efforts and commitment to support women's rights, L'Oreal Fund for Women pledged $598,228 to the Coalition Against Domestic Violence in Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, nice. Vaccination Coercion at LJ Williams says employee company says not so. I don't think I pronounced that right, you know. Okay, an employee of LJ Williams Limited has accused the company of using strong-arm tactics to get their workers vaccinated against COVID-19 virus. Hilux stolen in home invasion, elderly couple attacked. Tunapuna police are searching for 4 men who robbed and assaulted an elderly couple at gunpoint. Stop torturing us, says EFCL workers. Stop torturing us, pay us our severance and let us go. Okay. Since Safe Zone plan announced, more taking vaccine. The secrets of the chair. Woman knocked unconscious, abducted. So these are the stories making way in the Express at this time. Over to the Newsday. Musicians told, don't see pandemic as a brick wall. Okay. Cop charged with 2007 Sinbab's murder ends his defense. PAHO concerned about COVID-19 in Eastern Caribbean. InvestTT targets $50 million investment in fiscal 2022. Dialsing, AstraZeneca vaccine still available for second doses. Dialsing confident health sector will be budget priority. UNC MP on Lake Asphalt woes, plot to sabotage the company. Yeah, boy, everything is always a plot to sabotage something. Truth Law Association eyeing PSC imbroglio. Excuse me. Judge orders cargo ship sold so stranded crew can return home. Okay. Gopi Schoon, investment forum can help SMEs hit by COVID-19. NWRHA director warns erectile dysfunction could be a sign of heart disease. Lara mourns good friend and ex-WICB employee Imran Khan. Mom of murdered teen escapee wants PSA to probe son's death. Missing penal man's body washed ashore in Erin. Man disarms gunman during argument in Santa Cruz. That could be interesting. By Israel, moving COVID-19 tent will contaminate Scarborough Hospital. Ball in President's Court over Police Commission. Man beaten, robbed at home in Tunapuna. Joint Chambers Committee to Safe Zone concept. Godfather. Joint Chambers committed to Safe Zone concept. Sorry about that. Man held, machine gun marijuana seized in Belmont. Man shot dead in La Hoqueta. And these are the stories making way in the Newsday. So quickly over to The Guardian. Teenagers offline is the headline in The Guardian. No online classes as teachers begin virtual blackout protests against disrespect. All laptops, tablets, and cell phones used to conduct online classes daily will today remain off and disconnected as thousands of preschool, primary, and secondary school teachers embark on a day of rest and reflection. Wait. I have to message my son's teacher and find out if they are on rest and relaxation today. Let me know what's going on. Let me say pleasant good morning going out to Angie. Angie, morning. PM confirms telling Ishmael, kiss my and go to hell. Oh gosh. Fatima College says there will be online classes for unvaccinated students. So you see, Family wants FBI to get involved in search for Mia. Witnesses' testimony backs murder accused cops' self-defense claim. St. Julian villagers stage protests over roads. Low student vaccination numbers worry Tobago officials. PTSC taxi drivers spar over price hike and Facebook posts. Dominic, you didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
Only if you find that, boy. Opposition. Okay, this was the same story. Right. Tributes pour in for artist, teacher, folklorist Al Ramsawak. Opposition senator challenges Hines on Coast Guard's response. Man accused of girl's murder yet to decide on jury or judge alone trial. Fisherman's family suspicious over reports on how he died. Government official denies Munilal's claim of cabinet reshuffle. And those are the stories making way in the Guardian, the Express, and the Newsday at this time. So, at this point, I turn it over to Mr. Dominic Romain, and he will take us through today's proceedings. So, order in the court.
So good morning all. So no early day today, Bruce. I'm in the comfort of my home, so I was able to sleep for an extra 45 minutes this morning. And it's a good thing I set my alarm, otherwise would have been problems. You would have been calling me to wake me up. Yeah. We have a full day, but not my day supposed to start in Shogunas, so nothing for this week. That's the reason I'm not in studio.
Okay.
Yeah. So morning, Angie. Bruce, we can have a stick again.
You understand?
Yeah. Right, so good morning again to all the loyal listeners of the Street 919 FM, the loyal haters as well, the trolls who just can't help themselves. Good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Giuseppe, Mr. and Mrs. Regis. I need to call to do an interview with Mrs. Regis with respect to this whole back and forth with Kamala Prasad Bisesa claiming that no notice was sent to the parliament. And she doubling down and tripling down on that. And then finding different ways to come and to defend that foolishness. But we will address that. We'll give her a call. So, as you know, Mrs. Prasad Bisesa has a tendency to prevaricate the truths. Yeah. Because the last time we had to call Mrs. Regis for an interview, again, was to debunk something that Prasad Bisesa put into the public domain. But anyway. So many things happening, Bruce. I see where, again, there's some fighting amongst the UNC radio activists. Yeah. You know, they have the underground report, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over on that station there with Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, and Michael Kerr.
Yeah.
But that's Mikey K. And that's the UNC's #1 morning talk show.
Okay.
Yeah. So the host of Douglaya Politics, we all know who he is, Drupal Man. He has every morning, he used to do a live from his personal Facebook page called Doubles and Coffee. And he would normally spend about 11 to 13 minutes by talking the government. 11 to 13 minutes calling Stuart Young small pin, talking about how tight the Faris Al-Rawi pants is, talking about how tight the Minister of Public Utilities pants is. I don't know, he seemed to have an obsession with looking at these guys and always making reference to their anatomy. And well, you know, as David Nackett would have announced in Parliament not too long ago, Mr. Roberts is now a single father. So I don't know if it is he looking to find a new partner. Perhaps he has, you know, he's exploring his options. Because I can't understand him at always talking about Colin Stewart Young small pin. Oh, you know that?
You understand?
I don't understand. And then you how we worried, you know? But I'm not worried because you and I are no friend. So whatever is your business, that's your business. Anyway, yeah. So apparently, Doubles and Coffee is now a morning radio show on an Indian formatted station.
Okay.
From 6 to 9, so it competing with the Ground Report. So a set of Ground Report listeners have now migrated to Doubles and Coffee.
Wow.
Yeah. So Ground Report vex.
I brain for you.
Yes.
Nice brains for you.
Yeah. The allegation is that the constituency of Orapuch East is funding Doubles and Coffee. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's also Bacchanal. Yeah. Ground Report vex, they telling Douglaya, hey, what we will offer you 25 up to 30% discount if you come across here with us. Yeah, so whoever sponsoring your program, tell them they could get a discount. You could just come by us and yeah, join the Ground Report, the Underground Report. But it don't matter, you know. At the end of the day, anybody who listens to either of those two morning shows, the outcome is the same. When you finish at 9 o'clock, unlike here, you have to go in your toilet, stick your head in the toilet bowl and just flush. Because what you're hearing there and what you're hearing over there is the same thing, right? Well, you know what I'm talking about. You're big and you have sense. Figure it out. Only a set of foolishness and lies and whatnot. Waste of time. But, Bruce, this issue with, well, let me touch on that first, with the teachers and so on, right? So I was reading the article just now where Tutor has called on teachers for a day to rest and reflect. To rest. Teachers have had the most amount of time to rest out of all the other public servants in this country for the past 18 or so months, right? They have it good. They're working from home since March last year. So I don't know how much more rest they need, but anyway, you see this tendency by Tutor to want to hold people's children to ransom to get your way, that's totally unacceptable. Right? There are other ways for you all to make your overtures to the ministry instead of holding people's children to ransom, because the children already, this whole online thing really is traumatic for them, Bruce, because we've discussed this ad nauseum, the issue of the lack of the social interaction with their friends and so on. Some people who the last time they saw a classroom, they would have been probably in Form 3. Now some of them in Form 5, about to do, getting ready to do exams. They are going to leave school and some of them and not see their friends again, right? Last time they saw the inside of a classroom, they never thought that would be the last time they would be seeing some of their friends face to face. So it could be a bit off-putting. So don't put the children through further trauma now. You know, you might think to say, well, yeah, they get a day off, so they should be happy. No. If you all have issues with what the government has put in place with respect to face-to-face for Forms 4, 5, and 6, have that discussion with them. I am sure Tutor has access to the Minister of Education. But you see, this fighting in the public domain is totally uncalled for. I feel I might need to have a call back, Mr. Mendoza. Anyway, probably next week or something. But when the day of reflection, well, it's today.
Yeah.
Today, right?
Well, I just messaged my son teacher. She put me in my place. No, sir. We will be having our classes today. She now even put it in the chat.
Okay.
Good morning, miss. So let tutors stay there. It have teachers that are devoted to their children, their students, as they say, and they go in the distance with the children to make sure that the children have their learning. So all they can sit there and protest all they want. All who want to protest, go and protest.
But interestingly, in the article, I see where the Senator Dharma Mahasabha has said that they weren't aware of any such plan, and therefore all of their schools will be functioning as normal.
Do you see?
So, yes.
In a time when we're supposed to come together to get the thing working, all they want to protest. Everybody want to protest. Who want to raise prices before all they protest? All they not working no taxi today because let people organize themselves. I ain't saying the word. All they know what I mean. Let them organize themselves. All they want to do that.
Yeah.
Look at me smell that.
But as I mentioned that, Bruce, I want to give half kudos to the Yellow Band Maxi Association. I heard the president in an interview yesterday. He said, while his association is inclined towards an increase, they will not be undertaking any increase at this time because they understand the pressures that people are going through. People have it hard, and unless when things get back to a good place, then they will look at increasing their fares, but not now.
There's we maxi taxis.
Yeah.
One. There's we Carnage, Petit Valley, Dego Martin, Cocorit.
Right.
Yeah. The madness.
Yeah, so they should give them some kudos this morning. Yeah, they deserve commendations for that. You know, they understand everybody under pressure, and now is not the time to dig out people lives. So, you know, we can only wish that their colleagues in the other associations would have adopted a similar approach, but it is what it is. It's not too late because they indicated that they're inclined to start on the 11th of October. Come now, you all can rethink it. We wait to see. Bruce has done something there, right?
Good, you know, I didn't.
I still haven't seen anything come out officially condemning Wademark and his 1% vote coming, but okay.
But I remember you told me that the article was removed from the Guardian.
Yeah, online.
Yeah, because somebody tried to send me a link with it. But you know how once you get a link, it will come up in blue. Well, that just remained in black. So
yeah.
So I say
because I had saved the story, and every time when I go back in now to try to access it to read it, it's not there. It's taking me to the Guardian website, but the story is not there. And then even if you Google the story and it's on other platforms as well, when you try to open it, it's not there. So as I said, I suspect maybe somebody called the Guardian and asked them, to try and remove it now, because it seems the Guardian was the first, or perhaps the only media house that picked that up and felt that it was worthy of reporting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody else do it. But, you know, and once again, I would say that a missed opportunity on the part of the UNC to hold the moral high ground, Morning Central. Because you see, if you all don't get too many opportunities to do that. So, in this instance, this case, you all could have been first out the box to read Mark, look, no. We had an issue when it was done on the PNM side. So
you should have nipped that in the bud early.
Yeah, you need to apologize, whatever it is. And then, you could have jump out yourself and say, well, look, you see the difference? When it was done on our side, look what we do. We dealt with it one time. We didn't wait for the PNM to put out anything to call on us to reprimand Mr. Mark. We did it front and center. But you all still have time. As I said, I haven't seen anything official in the PNM condemning it. All right. Yeah. Right. So you got what's on there, right?
Yeah. Well, it asks me to open the link. So let me open the link and see if I get to play it. Gosh, with the thing button. So, right, nice. Good. I have to play from a specific point, or
yeah, I'll tell you where just now.
All right, cool, no problem. Well, I have it lined up.
So, yeah. So I see in the latest episode of our local soap opera called "To Appoint a Commissioner," Now the bacchanal is between Gary Griffith and Ram Logan. So Gary Griffith put out a whole missive yesterday. Annan is trying to get my goat. And for those of us who understand double entendre, we know what Gary means when he say Annan trying to get my goat. You reference a goat there. But we will not go into that. All right, people?
this boy just hit some kind of underneath. Some kind of underneath flow.
Ajit, behave yourself.
We sir.
Yeah. So the commissioner now is well, Mr. Griffith, because I don't know what is his position. I'm confused. I ain't going to narrow this one. Right? So he put out a whole thing there yesterday on Facebook. You know, he out the country, but his ears is still on the ground. So he's mindful of what is taking place. So he decided to explain all of the accusations that are being made against him, his alleged association with Mr. Kewal Singh, former Commissioner Kewal Singh, why it is he was at the home of Mr. Kewal Singh, and all of that, you know. Because Ram Logan is trying to create a narrative, some sort of friendship between Kewal Singh, Commissioner Griffith, well, Mr. Griffith, and the Attorney General. Yeah. Apparently, Mr. Kewal Singh had purchased Faris Al-Rawi's vehicle, and it hasn't been transferred yet. And of course, because we know what's happening with licensing and all of that and stuff, right? Yeah, but you're trying to make a case there. But my thing, you see, Ram Logan, Munilal, and others, they're in the same choir, the UNC choir, but they're not singing the same hymn. Or they're not singing in unison at all. Because on the one hand, Munilal is trying to create a narrative that the government is trying to force Gary Griffith out of office, or as they say, hound him out of office. But then on the other hand, you have Ram Logan who trying to create the narrative spin the narrative that there is some friendship between Gary Griffith, the Attorney General, and Kewal Singh. And Kewal Singh, based on what is in the public domain, appears to be partial to Gary Griffith, which means that the Attorney General is also partial to Gary Griffith. The Attorney General is a member of the government. So if the government trying to hound Gary Griffith out of office, I'm confused. Don't give me a headache. I'm confused. So pick a struggle. Is either they trying to hound him out or they trying to save him?
Yep.
And Faris Al-Rawi is the man who drafted the legislation. So what? I don't understand. Okay? But there's also the claim now, the allegation, that what Annan is trying to do, right? Because he's challenged the issue in court using the go for Laki, Ravi Bhargav bin Miraj. Every time they need to go to court, they always call in on this clown. He's the same one they had called to file for judicial review when they wanted information, the two witness statements for the Malcolm Jones affair, and they went all the way to the Privy Council. Yeah. That we never heard about after that. They got the statements, and that was the end of that after they make a big thing about it. Right, so there's always call on this clown. But anyway, and he's only happy to be used as a doormat. But so the claim now is that what they're trying to say is that if it is Ram Logan successfully argues that case, that the manner in which Gary Griffith was appointed as acting commissioner was illegal, and therefore he's not acting commissioner, and to have it revoked and so on, is that when the matter comes up for hearing, the matter where Gary Griffith is the chief witness in the issue with respect to Ram Logan and David West, where Ram Logan is accused of trying to bribe David West to do something in his capacity.
Yeah.
Right, to retract his witness statement in the lawsuit between Ram Logan and Dr. Rowley. Right? And so they basically what they're trying to say now is that, and it makes sense, that if Ram Logan is successful in this challenge of Gary Griffith's appointment as acting commissioner, then when that matter comes up for hearing, Ram Logan can argue the case. Well, you see, what Gary Griffith now coming to testify against me is because he vexed with me because I bring a suit against him. Yeah, and I caused him to lose his work as commissioner of police. So now it's a vendetta. He's trying to get back at me. Right, so he has grounds to lie because he have issues, but it's not now. True. And I'm talking a long time because remember when there's a second issue. So when he asked Gary to take one for the team, allegedly, right? It's alleged that he told Gary to call David West and ask David West if, and then Gary refused to lie and say, well, no, that never happened, whatever. And because of that, Kamala bust both of their throats. So two of them lost their work. She fired Gary because she said Gary didn't tell her that Annan asked him to do that. Right? And remember, there was allegedly a caucus of ministers, allegedly, the member for Oropuch East, then Minister of Trade and Industry, Basan Barrett, then Minister of Labour, who was at the time acting as Prime Minister, Aaron McLeod, and I can't remember who was the other one, where it is alleged that they called Gary into a meeting. Well, cabinet going on and on. Gary reached late, and when he walked in, they say, hold on, Hawaii, you take over the cabinet running this meeting for a minute. We need to have a word with Gary. Carry Gary in a side room and say, here, wanna take one for the team now. We looking bad already. You know the amount that thing. I mean, an election here. We are blind now. Lie first now. And the allegation, Gary said, not me. No, pal, wrong one. Wrong one. I not lying. Don't bring me in all your canker. And then, because of that, both of them lost their work. But anyway. So, that's the story then. So we see how that unfolds, right? But, you know, I haven't seen Ram Logan's response yet to what Gary's saying. But anyway, the House of Cards, that is the UNC. But before people say I was only talk about UNC and I have to talk about UNC and UNC, you know, because Central called yesterday to say we only going back in the past and we need to move on. Monday night, Mr. Wade Mark, went all the way back to 1999, you know. But that's all right. Yeah, they could go as far back as they want. They always like to go back to 1956. Yeah. But when we go back to 2010, which was just the other day, 2014, which was just the other day, they only living in the past and only going back in the past and we in 2021 and they need to move on and whatnot and stuff. Okay, so apparently there's a time limit on when supporters of the PNM, how far back in the past we could go. But no such limits for UNC people. No, look at go as far back as well. Go back to 1903 now. Yeah, go back to 1903. I want to go back before that too. Go back to the year Eric Williams was born too now. Still there something simple there. It's just ridiculous for no, Bruce. There is need for us, and what they should be happy about, Bruce, is that when we go back in the past, right? We're going to go back from 2010, come forward, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that is it.
We could easily go back to 1995 to 2001.
Yeah, boy.
But it has so much that happened between 2010 and 2015 to cement the corruption of the UNC. We don't need to go back to 1995. We go back and talk about Hanjad Sumer Singh and Danraj Singh, the sheriff, shooting from the hip. When he slapped this policeman, what was this guy's name? Norton Regis, I think. Yeah, when he get pulled over. We could talk about that. We could talk about the airport. We could talk about the Disalcott thing. We could talk about all of these different things that took place. We could talk about Clico, the 10 million pounds, the bank account business with Pandey and your wife. All them things we could talk about. We don't have to go back to that. You know what thing happened? The paving of the Savannah, all that bacchanal. We could do that. How many ministers under that administration that the day before the courts? Man who left PNM, good, you know. They say, what is he saying when you're in good house, bad houses, call you? Man in PNM, good, you know. Leave PNM and go on to the UNC to become minister, say they take up our poverty and what now, day before the court. Quite young. Russell Huggins. All yeah. Yeah? But the just no have that hanging over their head. You just enter into that party and corruption snatch you. Whoops. Easy like that, you know. So Central, let's be happy we ain't going back there. Very happy. Yeah? You talk about the bicycle and the dog rice. Ain't it easy? Yeah. We can talk about pipe and more pipe. Water for all by 2000. All the pipe all they have down in Machin Road and Shogunas. We can talk about them thing. All they don't want us to talk about that. Remember when all they almost paved Eden Shan in the Savannah? We can talk about that too. Plenty to talk about 95 to 2001, but we don't have to go back there. 2010 to 2015 is enough, and they still have things that they do that we still don't know about. And I wouldn't be surprised if 20 years from now, we're still hearing new things being uncovered. So when until I guess the PNM know how to thief and cover it up good. Well, they still have some skills. That things, that's still to be uncovered, but all right. As I said, I'm not going back there. Because I watch the time, right? So when we come back from the break, I will get into this issue of Mr. Inshan Ishmael and the PM. Yeah.
So guys, we'll be right back. Keep it locked.
Toro and the family used to live right next door to me. Then one day he moved away, went and lived in Glastonbury. We always used to parang chorus, la 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 la. We always had we fun. Who's singing? A ring dong, parang. We decide to give him one. But Totoro start to laugh at me when we are in the wrong house tonight. We parang the right house. We parang. This is the right house. I now find the right house. I was in the wrong house. We sing. We parang. I parang. We parang. We parang. Push it. We parang the wrong house. We parang the wrong house. Hey, Mandolin, I want like you remember some water partner. Hit it. The music. All you have to do is donate and say the chorus. You're singing I'm in the right house, right? When we reach in front the gate, quietly we congregate. We ready to start to play. Surprise parang in Glastonbury. We sing a Aguinaldo, who's singing? We sing a Serenal voices. We sing a Mantenare, la 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 la. Then I remind a love way. This parang will be real sweet. Totoro, I don't find the right house. I was in the wrong house. Who is singing?
So, young man, what are your future plans for my daughter?
Well, sir, I'm a hard worker and I have plans to buy us a home. I already put things in place to be able to retire comfortably.
Oh, so you already have a retirement plan?
I would like to be able to relax and travel the world with my wife. With your permission, of course.
Sounds good to me. Welcome to the family, son.
Life happens. That's why life insurance is important now. Life Insurance Awareness Month, brought to you by TIFA in conjunction with its member companies. Visit TIFA on Facebook for more info.
Sign up and save with Green Dot. When you subscribe to any of our broadband packages, you get 30% off the installation fee, allowing you to stream your favorite shows on any of your devices. Update your social media accounts and connect with friends and family. Stay on top of the class with online learning sessions, or keep your team in the loop with virtual meetings, all at an affordable price. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 224-GDOT today to sign up and save with Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
Yes, we cooking with gas with Maggie and Carnation. Win 6 months free cooking gas. Just purchase $25 in Maggie and Carnation products for chances to win. 50 winners get free cooking gas refills from Ramco for 6 months. Purchase must include Maggie green seasoning or Maggie pepper sauce. Enter via entry boxes or online. So turn up the heat, add the taste and flavor and win 6 months free cooking gas with Maggie and Carnation. Follow Maggie Caribbean and Carnation Caribbean on Facebook and Instagram for details and entry form.
What are the side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine?
Well, the general side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine are pain, soreness and swelling at the injection site, feeling fatigued or tired, fever or a high temperature. The side effects are usually minor and go away within 2 days.
These side effects mean that your body is building its immune response or developing your internal protection against the disease.
So take the COVID-19 vaccine.
For you,
for family,
for TNT.
A message from the Ministry of Health.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
At Health and Wealth Lifestyle, we offer a wide range of services: blood analysis, iridology, acupuncture, foot detox, foot massages, gua sha, hot stone therapy, fire therapy, legs and feet massage therapy, mineral scrubs, acrotherapy, cupping.
We also have a wide variety of supplements, silver, zinc and magnesium, body light, and lots more.
We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle operate our business in a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. We frequently sanitize our compound and abide by all the COVID guidelines that are currently in place.
So come on down to Health and Wealth Lifestyle, where we treat you like family. Book your appointment today. Call us at 1-868-275-8359
or 1-868-288-1108.
And remember, your health is your wealth, and prevention is always better than medication.
Len Capital Certificates is a passive income service company located at Princess Margaret Street in San Fernando and 5th Street South Woodbrook. At Len Capital, investing is made simple. You invest with us. We make the investments and then you collect returns either monthly or yearly. We have 5 different options you can choose from, and each investment option comes with different benefits starting from TT $5,000. For more information, contact 399-0307. Len Capital Certificates. It's all about you.
Tune into the street 91.9 FM
every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
for the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Showinau Thomas.
The scripture says, "And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in."
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas on the Street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Turn 'em up. 'Cause 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 'em up.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're locked on to the Street 909 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy with Mr. Dominic Romaine and Bruce Wayne. Yes, Dominic.
Yes, sir. Right. So before I get into that, there are two things I wanted to touch on. That is UDPM and the Lake Asphalt matter. But we'll see about the second one. Let me just touch here. So I'm seeing the article with respect to the Teachers' Day of Rest and Reflection. It had been mentioned that the teachers and so on were asked to keep the correspondence from tutor, keep it private, whatever. But things get out. So I'm seeing tutor had an emergency meeting this week to discuss protest actions to be taken due to the following. So this is the list of tutors' concerns, which they feel warrants the day of rest and reflection. 1, disrespect from the Ministry of Education, who refuses to discuss with tutor the way forward and reopening of schools safely. 2, disregard for our views from the Ministry of Education when sent to them. Refusal to start salary negotiations where teachers are on salary from 2012. 4, incremental arrears outstanding. 5, teachers in primary working for over 10 years and not being upgraded. 6, vacancies in teaching service not being filled. 7, insufficient infrastructure to support the decision of physical and virtual teaching simultaneously. 8, increased expense of teachers in using personal Wi-Fi service with no reflection in benefits of salary. And in light of these and many other issues, tutor has taken the decision to have a full blackout today, tomorrow, Thursday, 30th September, and Tuesday, 5th October, 2021. Also, it's apparently it's a 3-day thing. Tutor is calling on all teachers to have absolutely no contact with school or students, neither synchronously or asynchronously. The Ministry of Education must be reminded that the teaching fraternity creates and drives the rudder of society that would steer our country into the future. Rest and reflect and apply for the day after. Rest and reflect and apply for the day after and not before. Okay. Please keep the content and details of this message within the teaching fraternity. Please contact your staff representative for further info. It's united, resolute, and growing. All right. So we see they have a list of concerns, perhaps legitimate concerns. Teachers working on salary from 2012. So again, the whole issue, we even going a year back because yesterday we discussed the of 2013 salary. So we have teachers apparently working on 2012 salaries.
Dominic?
Yes, sir.
Increased expense of teachers in using personal Wi-Fi service with no reflection in benefits of salary. The teachers not home?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have to either pay transportation, or fuel for their vehicles to come out to school and stuff like that?
Yes.
So what they want? You want to be paid for your internet service at home?
Yes.
Okay. So how much more money are you looking for in your salary for that?
I don't know. Because as far as I'm aware, the Wi-Fi package is a fixed price, tied into depending on who your provider is. So it's your cable, your Wi-Fi, and some internet providers offer a phone as well. But it's one package that you're paying for the month. So I don't know how the disaggregation will come in there. But then I think they'll probably give you a breakdown in your bill. So how do you determine what percentage is personal and what percentage is for use by school?
You see everything else that they have there?
Yeah.
Only fix up with that. You see that last one?
Yeah.
That last one is nonsense. Because I know there are lots of teachers that have children that go into school and they need Wi-Fi.
Right.
So if your fellow teachers were to say, here we're going on, I'm not using my personal Wi-Fi to teach nobody child, no. I guess you gotta teach your own child.
Yeah. No, well, the alternative, Bruce, go to school. And if it have Wi-Fi in the school, go in the classroom. teach them the classroom. I agree with you. That one is a bit far-fetched, but judging from the others, the tutors have a legitimate concern. And it would be interesting to hear from the Ministry of Education side what is their position with respect to some of these issues, how they propose to treat with some of these issues, and clearly there needs to be some sort of dialogue between the two parties in respect to the resolution of these matters. We know that teachers aren't the only public servants apparently are, well overdue for an increase in salary. But yeah, but while we can empathize, I still think that you should not use the students as ransom, hold the students to ransom, because they have no part to play in this issue, and therefore you need to find another means, another avenue to have these issues resolved. Because as I said before, the students are already going through enough drama having to deal with this online thing. Some students are into their second year of secondary school and have only probably laid eyes on their school once, right? So they don't know what the inside of the classrooms look like in their school. They other than maybe when they went to collect their packages. I could tell you in respect of St. Mary's College, it was a drive-through process. So you pull up in your parents pull up in the car, you have 3 people greeting you. We take your documents, and then you drive around and you go and you collect whatever package of the thing and whatever you see of the school and that. Right. So depending on how long this thing goes, some of these students, the next time they see St. Mary's College might be a year from now. Hopefully things would be resolved by then and perhaps they could return to school. But having to deal with, I'm saying, 3 days of no school, come on, man. No, don't put the children through that. Ministry of Education, please, and engage tutor and see how best you all could have these matters resolved. Even if it's a case, Bruce, where some of these issues, because of financial constraints, the ministry may not be in a position, or the government by extension may not be in a position to deal with all of these things now, but to establish a roadmap for when it could be dealt with, right? Yeah. So Bruce, this story, the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister in an email had to give Mr. Ishmael a very terse response, right? So apparently, Mr. Ishmael sent, I'm guessing, because the Prime Minister has no reason to email Inshan Ishmael. So even except for the fact that if he felt enough was enough, which is a popular phrase these days by persons opposed to the government, where Mr. Inshan Ishmael has been doing live after live after live, where he's been very disrespectful to the Prime Minister on a number of issues. Key among them, of course, is the issue of the vaccination and so on. He has made it perfectly clear he has no intention of taking any vaccine. He encourages people not to, whether it be on his lives or on his program Breaking Barriers on his television station. But on the lives, he has been very disrespectful to the Prime Minister. Almost every live that Mr. Ishmael has done within the past month or even before that, and in most cases, it's about cussing out the Prime Minister. He called the Prime Minister lalpagar, donkey, mule. What he call the Prime Minister is what he probably forget, right? And for the most part, I don't know if it is the Prime Minister would be aware of some of these lives, but he has not said anything. He has not approached Mr. Ishmael. So it appears this is the first interaction between Mr. Ishmael and the Prime Minister, right? So the last live, the one that I sent you there, right? So Mr. Ishmael has put out a post on Facebook that because he has not been able to get US dollars to bring in foreign used cars and parts and so on, he's closing down his business, and right now he has a going out of business sale. And he says it's because friends and family and financiers of the government, they get in all the US to bring in the expensive vehicles and whatnot, and he can't even get enough US to bring in one vehicle. So he's trying to blame the government for the shutdown of his business. Okay? So this email, let me get here. He thought it fit last night on his Breaking Barriers show to highlight. I didn't watch it. because I really can't stand him, man. I've had my own personal run-ins with this man back in 2013. I'm telling you, he's a real enemy. So it says here, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has confirmed that he did tell businessman and Breaking Barriers host Inshan Ishmael to kiss my ERSE in an email exchange between the two on September 23rd, but called on Ishmael to provide context. Ishmael on his show last night produced a redacted email from the Prime Minister with only the first and last two lines visible. It began with, Inshan Ishmael, you kiss my ERSE, and ended with life or business, so you go to hell. You are overdoing it now. It was signed KR. Why is he blurring out part of it? It has to be in context, Rowley said when asked about the email last night. According to the email conversation between the two, Ishmael accused the Prime Minister of favoring a business with foreign exchange access. What is interesting is that we were informed that former director of FCB was given the green light by the Minister of Finance to get unlimited forex. The company, run by a man named and his son, imports millions worth in US of vehicles every month while most of us are sucking salt, Ishmael said. Ishmael said that the businessman was once the CEO of a state agency. Ministers and government officials have bought vehicles from this company. Did they do their due diligence checks, he asked. It was then that Rowley responded, how dare you attempt to associate my name in your slander and conspiracy foolishness? So because my Mr. name called was the CEO of the LSE, that gives you the right and license to link me to him in some wrongdoing with business. He added, for your peace of mind, I barely know the man and certainly know nobody in his family and have absolutely nothing to do with any aspect of his life or business, so you go to hell. You are overdoing it now. And Ishmael then responded, I am overdoing it. Kiss your ARSE. That is here the disrespect, eh? That is difficult, as I would not be able to tell the difference between that and your head. You ask for that. And you expect respect. You are the one that have a say with every state board. So don't come with that you do not know the man. And he was on FCB's board as well. So come again. This week I shut down my company after 23 years, over 1 million US in vehicles being imported a month, when most cannot get 5,000 stinking dollars and no one bats an eye. You continued, imagine the TTPS fleet is only 40% operational, but all they want to spend 14 million on a panyard. Okay, so you have an issue with the Despers. Okay. And I find it interesting that he should raise the issue of the TTPS fleet because, as we know, he had a contract. His company had a contract to service police service vehicles.
Really?
Right? Yes. So I don't know if it is vexed because he find maybe he getting no more vehicles, or they probably owe him some money for some of the vehicles, and he vexed, or they could find 14 million per panyard.
But can't talk about being having a contract like that? How come you talk about that?
Yeah, he ain't gonna talk about that. Yeah. He says the Tobago terminal is a structure with just glass and pillars, according to a well-known architect who put the cost at around 350 million, excluding land acquisition, but we are happy to pay over 1 billion. Tens of thousands suffering, mothers and children crying from the pangs of hunger, and you and your family riding high. On a recent poll, 89% rated you as the worst prime minister ever. Imagine George Chambers and Ian Robinson rated better. Live it up, enjoy life, but just remember, we all will end up like Franklin Khan, megalomaniac or not. Right? And of course, when you read the comments, you have people supporting Ishmael and his nonsense. Supporting him to disrespect the prime minister. And context is important, because it's unfortunate that we're not privy to the rest of the email, but just judging based on the prime minister's statement, life or business, it tells me that the conversation would have gone down the line where Inshan Ishmael probably, I don't know, I just assume and probably email the prime minister with respect to his concerns about I know he has an issue with the safe zones, and he has already indicated he does not plan to implement any safe zone with his restaurant Brilliant, right? That they have a mezzanine upstairs in Baraka grounds. You know, I would love to know what was the circumstance or what was the rationale behind giving that land to that organization, because it seems to me Baraka grounds is purely commercial, right? They have swimming pool, they could come and all kind of bacana. And I want to know if that's the reason why those lands were given to Mr. Ishmael and whoever else, right? Because the whole food court that they have there, I have never seen anything religious take place there. I saw one time they had some sort of expo or something. But is that why those lands were given to them? as a religious organization? I would love to know. Maybe whoever gave them the land, I think that was under the UN. So you could probably tell us now. What was the rationale for that? So you just give away land for a man to put up stuff and make money? All right. Anyway, but that's a story for another time. Then anyway, Bruce, I find the Prime Minister was very reserved. If it was me, right, I would probably use some other words to describe my ARSE, right? Because this man is very disrespectful, extremely disrespectful. And as I said, anybody who has been listening to his life, now I don't deal with it, sometimes it just end up on my timeline because somebody share it. Yeah. But always disrespectful to the Prime Minister in the worst ways possible, right? At one point in time, I mean, he was on the PNM campaign, I think in the 2015 election and so on. Some people call him out for his hypocrisy and saying, yeah, but you support and you help put them in office and so on. Well, he attacked anybody who say that is blows for you too. That video I sent you there, please. Just play from 5 minutes.
5? All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Respectful to the Prime Minister. I wish to.
So.
I'm claiming that ivermectin is the same as WD-40. I don't want to be disrespectful to the Prime Minister. I wish to uphold the respect for the office. But I believe that the Prime Minister in Trinidad and Tobago, something is bloody wrong with him. How could he compare WD-40 with ivermectin? Ivermectin is WHO approved. Ivermectin has saved millions of lives. Ivermectin is working in Trinidad and Tobago because you know why?
Well, I pause it, Dominic, to say this. If what he is saying is untrue, we will get flagged.
It's just about a couple seconds. The last part is what I want to. Yeah.
Ivermectin was sold through all the pharmacies in Trinidad and Tobago. I bought from the pharmacies in Trinidad and Tobago. And then all of a sudden they put on the axe. Nobody can use ivermectin. We're banning ivermectin. Many families were saved by ivermectin, and yet it is now we have this idiot coming and telling us now that WD-40 and ivermectin is the same. What an ass. What a consummate ass. Excuse my language. But
this was before that email exchange with him and the Prime Minister, right? Mm-hmm. That's a normal thing for him. That's a normal thing. I'm surprised he didn't call, but I didn't listen to the entire thing, but I'm surprised if he didn't call the Prime Minister a mule. You know, as I tell you, some of the most derogatory terms. Prime Minister has not responded to him, but yet, as the Prime Minister say, enough is enough. You're going too far now. You're ridiculous with it. And he's right to tell him that. So you vex because they haven't safe zones, because you have a position on taking the vaccination. That's your business. But other businesses have come out and said they're supporting the safe zones. So you want to blame the Prime Minister because you can't get US, as if you are the only businessman who haven't issues getting US dollars. So the Prime Minister pick up the phone and call FCB and say, here, what now? They're my partner. Whatever US you want, give him. You need $1 million a month? Give him that now, man. It's okay. And it's the assumption that the claim that they always seem to make that the Prime Minister uses his office to give instructions to do certain things. They always like to make the claim that ministers do this and ministers do that and whatnot. So he's claiming that the Minister of Finance, gave authorization because government ministers buy vehicles from whoever this individual is, his company. Well, if it's the company I'm thinking about, members of the opposition buy their vehicles through this company as well. But Mr. Ishmael, trying to create, I think, felt the need to go on his television program last night to highlight that. And of course, he's going to, all the people who don't like Keith Rowley, He's going to bring them out in their droves. So you will have those for and those against. And who find that the Prime Minister, because he's the Prime Minister, that he shouldn't be using such language, such coarse language. And he's uncouth. And he can't be, why can't he be like Mia Motley of Barbados? Always bigging up Mia Motley, you know. Bruce, if Mia Motley step out on a stage and sneeze, you will hear them, oh my gosh, you hear her sneeze? That was such a gingerly sneeze, eh? Oh my God, that was such a diplomatic sneeze. Why Rowley can't sneeze like that? If it was Rowley, when I hear you that sneeze like some kind of, you know, like a old wajang. Always bigging her up. But for them, Dr. Rowley could never do anything right. He's the worst thing. And he say 89% of the people say who are polled say that the Prime Minister is the worst Prime Minister ever. But all the things that this government has done to benefit people, and I would have spoken about it a couple of Sundays ago, the issue, that's for the taxes alone, why they love to say that this government love to tax. But when you highlight for them all the things that this administration has done to relieve people of the tax burden that they would have been carrying for years, the lowest rate of VAT since VAT came into place, right? The highest personal allowance in years ever, as a matter of fact. So people who under Kamla were paying taxes, some of them are no longer paying taxes by virtue of the fact that their personal allowance now puts them in a bracket where they don't have to pay taxes. But they don't talk about that, right? The fact that the increase in the threshold for stamp duty for first-time homeowners who under Kamla, if you're purchasing a house for $850,000 or more, you would have to pay stamp duty, and this administration increased it to $2 million, resulting in probably close to $70,000 in savings and closing costs that you could use for other things. They'll talk about that, you know. Nah. This government wicked and taxing.
Dominic. You can't shine a good light. I shine in a good light.
No, you can't. And what's more, Bruce, some of these businesses, right, that complaining about now is not the time to implement the property tax, and they're suffering because of the effects of COVID and so on, and they can't afford it at this time. I continue to repeat that this administration has not announced when that property tax is going to come in. One, but you know what I find even more interesting, Bruce? I saw an article recently that spoke about certain energy companies who were accessing certain, with respect to their operations, were relying previously on the supply chain network in Trinidad, are now moving a lot of that supply chain to Guyana, because as you know, billions of dollars are US flowing into Ghana now because Ghana have oil, right? Ghana is the place to be. Yeah. A lot of these businessmen in Trinidad are now setting up operations in Ghana, right? Because one, there's the saving on labor costs because the exchange rate, the Guyanese dollar ain't really with nothing. So when they hire these Guyanese and what they would pay them, the amount of US that you would need to convert to pay a Trinidadian in TT dollars, right? Is a lot less than what you need to convert to pay Guyanese workers.
Yeah.
So a lot of them moving operations, it's cheaper for them because instead of what would have happened before, if it is that these companies operating in Guyana, these energy companies, and they need certain things, you would have to ship it from Trinidad to Guyana. So it's better if we set up shop in Guyana and just deal with them there. So we eliminate all these freight costs and whatnot, these increasing costs and all of them things, right? So they're making US dollars over there. You feel like they're bringing that money back here? No, they will open US accounts in Guyana, collect their US dollars, bank it there, right? But anytime US dollars become available in the local market, they're still going to try and drain our system. Rather than say, well, all right, well, we know the situation. Let us sacrifice and help out now. We're making plenty US dollars there. Let's see how much we can bring back into the Trinidad and Tobago economy. Not a hell of that. You know why? Because then we have to pay tax. But if we do anything in Guyana, we can hide it. Reduce the tax liability. Why we had to be paying early and then more tax. But in Guyana, the property tax is based on the actual value of your property, not based on an annual rental value. So they're setting up shop in Guyana and happily paying their property tax, no complaint, at a much higher rate than they're paying in Trinidad. Why don't go and tell Urfanali and Barajagdeo, now is not the time for property tax? We now come in here to set up. Why don't tell them that? No, you're happy to pay. But then they love Trinidad and Tobago so much. But while they run into Guyana, okay, yeah, well, the expectation is that soon Guyana will become the Dubai of the Caribbean. Or the United States of the Caribbean. Yeah. Every time you go on Facebook, it's this company, that company, all over you. Everybody want a piece of Guyana. I saw where Derek Chin, owner of Movietown, Dashin Enterprises. Well, he's Guyanese. He was born in Ghana, but he opened a Movietown. Well, a couple of years now in Guyana. I guess he foresaw what was coming, and now he's looking to build a hotel in Ghana, DoubleTree by Hilton in Ghana. Yeah. So money that he had intended to use to build Streets of the World behind Movietown and Invaders Bay there, because of the issue of him not being able to get the land and so on, he has shifted. Yeah. He wanted to build an addition to the Movietown in Invaders Bay, right?
Okay.
And what was proposed was that he would build an entertainment area where you would have different streets named after different countries. And each street would offer things from those that is indigenous to those particular countries. Now, I found it was a very novel idea, Bruce, and I think it would have definitely boosted tourism. Yeah. He also had indicated that he had some partnerships with Disney World, wanted a part of it, and they were going to build something like the London Eye in England. Yeah. So they were going to build one of that there, some kind of Ferris wheel and so on. M&M's were planning to come to build a mega M&M store like what they have in Manhattan in Times Square. The Coca-Cola company. So based on what he had indicated, there are a lot of foreign investors who were interested in coming and expanding, and so it would certainly have boosted tourism. But there was an issue with him acquiring the land.
Okay.
I know under the People's Partnership, I think the government had agreed to give him the land. And then you had like Afro-Raymond and who challenged it in the court. And both Iwer refused to disclose what was the legal advice that they got to make the decision to give Derek Chin the land and so on. And then that fell by the wayside. I think when this administration came in, there was some overtures, some discussions, but whatever happened, the process was just ongoing. And he said, I borrowed this money to do this, and instead of the money just sitting there, he took it to Guyana and he put up a Movietown in Guyana. Now he's developing stuff there. So there's no motivation for him to invest more in Guyana, because as I said, everybody wants a piece of Guyana now. Yeah? So there will be no shortage of US dollars there, and that's what's happening. But come back to Mr. Ishmael. Well, here what to do? We're going to open ROC in Guyana. That is all. There's no shortage. And as money flowing in Guyana, just now all them Guyanese, those poor Guyanese will be able to afford roll on, roll off. So you use your smarts now. Go and open up a business there. Take front before front take care. You can make plenty money there, puppy. Stop attacking the Prime Minister, run to Ghana.
If he already start to do that?
I wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Because knowing this individual like I do, I don't think you're just going to shut down your business just so. And you have employees.
Come on, Dominic.
Yeah. After 20 years?
We ain't come through the back.
Really, thank you. Really feel people. So you make all this grand charge and talking about the reason why you're shutting down your business is because ministers and ministers favoring their friends, family, and finances to get them the US, and you can't get none. So it's not that you want to shut down. And you have a blowout, a going out of business sale. So everybody can run and buy up all of your inventory. So when that comes here, you feel we do it. I would not be surprised to see ROC Limited Ghana set up just now. I just say now. If you're a shrewd businessman, as you like to present yourself, run across there now, man. These have no useful purpose in Trinidad. So go across, so make some US dollars. Yeah. So we don't need it disrespecting the Prime Minister. And I who vexed as all your business. I totally agree with the Prime Minister's response, because at the end of the day, he probably is not a robot. He's a human being. And if you have a man who is constantly attacking you unfairly, attacking everything, and some of the things that the government puts into place is not indigenous to Trinidad. You have these are strategies that are being employed in other countries.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, safe zones. They have safe zones in certain countries in Europe, certain places in the United States. Now, United Airlines just fired 600 people, workers, because they don't want to take the vaccine. Right, we have no company here that has done that. You have the government of the United States is discussing the issue of establishing vaccine mandates and so on. In fact, they've implemented it with respect to certain federal employees. Government of Trinidad and Tobago has done no such thing. But even a hint of it you want to come and cuss out the Prime Minister and say the nastiest things about the Prime Minister. It was just like last year, Bruce, when in January last year, when the Ministry of Health and the Minister of Health announced that the government was going to implement travel restrictions on persons coming to the country from China, right? That very same day that was announced, the World Health Organization head, Dr. Ghebreyesus, held a press conference urging countries not to implement travel restrictions. He said because that would cause undue panic and have other ripple effects. No sooner had that press conference completed, Incha Ishmael went on Facebook and put out a post that the Minister of Health is disregarding the advice of the World Health Organization. Terence Dayal Singh is a royal ARSE. The next day, Donald Trump, on the 31st of January, implemented the same travel restrictions that we did the day before. You know, Ishmael Ananda say?
Of course not.
Donald Trump wasn't a royal ARSE. No. That's okay, but we take in front. And that's the issue that I have. I had my own run-ins with this man in 2013, you know, Bruce, when I was running for local election under the ILP. And he was the regional coordinator for Tunapuna Piako, under which I ran. When I went for screening, there were 8 of us. That district that I ran for had the most number of persons screening. And I was chosen. I didn't know. He's the regional coordinator. You had a call. 2 weeks after I do screening and coming down to election, I get a call from this man, calling to ask me what it is going on with my campaign and what. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, is your campaign in order? I said, yeah, what do you mean my campaign? He said, well, didn't you receive a call that you were selected as a candidate? I said, no, this is the first call I got in. He don't understand how I didn't get a call and all the other candidates get a call and they're already out on the field and starting their campaigning and so on. I said, well, boss man, nobody called me, so I didn't know anything. Well, anyway, you need to do this, whatever the case may be. Assign me a campaign manager, one of the other persons who was screened. Mm-hmm. She was one of Anil Roberts' girls in his office, his constituency office, when he was the member of parliament for Davide O'Meara, right? Okay. Put this girl as my campaign manager. I don't know her for madam. I said, okay, well that didn't work out too well because she was terrible. Because I had budgeted a certain amount of money to spend on that campaign, right? Yeah. And she was just draining me. Get rid of her, get somebody else. Well, the other guy, he was worse than her. This man, a day, Ishmael called and say, he come in to work with me on my campaign, right? Yeah. Next day, I think it was a holiday, whatever, no problem. When he come by me now, that day I had about 10 people working with me, 5 of whom were children, right? He vexed because I need at least 10 adults working with me. Anything less than that is an embarrassment on the party and how the party will look, because it will look like I don't have support and the once at a chalala. I say, boss man, I not getting adults to work with me unless you pay, you know. And so I make it do it. I have friends and family who are willing to work with me for free. But if I have to get anybody else, they want money.
That's right.
Well, you have to do what needs to be done to. Okay, all right. So this new campaign manager that they gave me now, a day I come from, because I said during the day don't make sense to campaign because people at work. So it's really in the afternoon I would go out and work, right? So I come one afternoon, if you see people, I say, what? This campaign manager working by? Eh? My boy promised everybody $100 a day to work and didn't tell me nothing.
What?
Yeah? Yeah. So when I find out this, I call him and I say, I understand that you telling people it's $100 a day to work. Yeah, you don't worry about that now. We have a sponsor in place for that thing now. You had to pay no more. Okay, nice. Next day I hear about a big truck, big music truck. Yeah. I say, boss man, what's this I hearing about this big music truck going around the place during the day and so on? I say, I don't need that to know. I am of the view that the only way I need a campaign is by touching hands. So you see this thing about big, he say, you don't worry about that now, man. We are sponsored for that. That is everything is, we are sponsored for that and we are sponsored for that, right? Uh-huh. Oh, my campaign office that I rented, Bruce, I understand during the day that was the lineman spot. Everybody, all the workers and them is just come there because they have nothing to do. They're unemployed. So the linemen playing cards and all kind of old talk and whatnot and stuff. Downstairs, the campaign office was a Chinese restaurant. This man crediting food for all these people every day for lunch. And yeah, and telling me every time I call him, they have a sponsor for that. I said, boss man, all right. If you say so, you handle your thing. In the night time, my campaign office is a brothel. Mattress reach and who all can, Bruce, you think it was easy? They say I was the only man who came out of that campaign without a girlfriend. Everybody, all the other fellas and then their woman, except me. See what, all right? Yeah. Who get a girl pregnant and all kind of thing in my campaign office. You think it was easy? Yeah. So all this set of expense rack up, Bruce. So candidates were having an issue because we were supposed to fund our own campaign, right? So when people started complaining now, Mr. Warner say, here what? The party has been able to allocate stuff to find some monies and so on. So each candidate will get $5,000 each to assist with the campaign, right? But he say you have to deal with your regional coordinator. Ishmael was my coordinator. So they sent out an email and they said, right, come Sunday, which was the Sunday before the election, and you'll collect your money and whatever it is. I called this man, right, on the instructions of Mr. Warner, because people figure Warner was funding the campaign. That wasn't the case. Ishmael tell me, come Monday, the election day, he said, come 1 o'clock, and you will collect your money, whatever it is. Bruce, I gone there. He not in the office. Yes, his secretary call him and tell him, well, Dominic Romania said, whatever. He tell her, put me on the phone. And this man, Bruce, the only thing he doing is cuss. What is I doing there? It's election day and I should be out on the field making sure that everything is in order for the election and so on and so on. And if it is, he called the other members of the party, the executive, and let them know that I there, they will laugh at me. And this man really berate me. I said, boss man, but you told me to come here today at this time. You told me to come and collect the money. This man wastes me down over the phone, Bruce. But you see, I decent, I don't cuss. Right? Tell me, hand back the phone to his assistant, and he tell her, give me $1,500. That's all the money that he have in the office, whatever it is, and that was it. I say, you keep your money, papi. I jump in my car and I go on my way. That's the lady nature, Rama. Think easy? Anyway, that I'm ashamed to say how much that campaign ended up costing, because all them things that Mr. Man had sponsored for, I had to end up paying it, Bruce. Yeah. Tens of thousands of dollars I had to end up taking out of my money to pay for that. But anyway, that's 35 at that time. Bruce, you could open the line.
Before I open the line, I have an obituary to do.
Yes.
So I'm going to do that and then I'm going to open up the lines. Dominic, you were supposed to come out with a little bird. Oh gosh. Yeah, Father. Street 919 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Michael Ronnie Mills, aka Buzz, of Wickham Street, Point Fortin, who departed this life at the age of 68 years on Thursday, the 23rd of September 2021, at the San Fernando Teaching Hospital. He will be lovingly remembered as the son of the late Herman Harper and Pearl Mills, husband of Jennifer Chucky Mitchell, brother of Clement Philip, deceased, Marlon and Matheson Mills, Kelvin and Nigel Romeo, Ramola Mills, Annette Mills, deceased, Marilyn Mills Jones and Angela Mills Sibro, nephew of Ruth Brown and Joan Jones, uncle of many, great uncle of many, cousin of many, in-law of Anne, Diane, Janice, Ian, and Jonathan, friend of the teaching fraternity, MSJ family, and many, many others. The funeral service of the late Michael Ronnie Mills, aka Buzz, will take place on Friday, the 1st of October 2021 at 10 a.m. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, the funeral service will be streaming live on Elite Funeral Homes Limited Facebook page. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited at 648-3462.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
So guys, welcome back. So we open up the lines 342-0081 466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Bruce, good morning to you, my dear.
Morning.
Dominic, good morning to you.
Morning, ma'am.
Okay, I know here in Bruce, I know that I love to hear the morning, ma'am. Bruce
Oui.
and Dominic, I noticed the magistrate ordered police to return Susu money. Am I right, Dominic? Yes,
Well,
I saw that. I don't know if I'm got up for the wrong
said it wasn't. Yeah, he said it wasn't Susu money. It was money that they seized from his business when they raided him, I think in February. So he said that that's not really. He put it out on Instagram. It's not Susu money. It was money related to his pawn shop business, whatever it is.
Okay.
And I think it's supposed that matter supposed to go over until for next year. Am I right also too?
January.
Right, good.
Yeah.
And Bruce and Dominic, I noticed mom also, you understand me? The murder teen who escaped, I noticed that she wants also the PCA to prove the son's death. You all there with me?
Yeah, I read that story earlier. That
Right.
article, yeah.
Well, if they can't prove their own mess they in, you all expect them to prove this is the boy escaped. You understand me, Bruce? That is impossible. And then also to heard you read this morning, well, I saw Fatima College say there will be online classes for children, till from school. Right, I noticed that, yes. They said there will be online classes for those children who are not vaccinated, right? And National Flour Mill, good morning to you. You notice they said they increased no flour price.
Yep.
Dominic?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You notice they say they increased no flour prices, but kids gone up. You understand? Well, Bruce
Yes.
and Dominique, what else I can say to the people of Trinidad? Buy and purchase what you all want. Don't just go and because I have money and say I go in and buy this and I buy that. You understand me? No, Bruce and Dominic. It's out all entirely.
Yeah.
You understand me? We have to know what we're doing right now. Eat little and live long. Well, Bruce, I'm a fisherman. You understand me? Dominic, that's why the song strong so. You see fish? I love fish. You understand me? Anyhow, you all have a good one.
Thank you.
You too.
Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Morning, Mother.
Dominic. Morning.
Morning.
Sharon, you hearing me? The man cutting the grass outside.
Yes, we hear you clear.
You hearing me?
Yes.
All right. Now, whatever I'm hearing or I'm talking about is what I hear at the on the air, radio, TV, different hours because I'm listening to the airwaves. And I think it's last night I heard a woman talking about struggling people cannot pay property tax. And it's the wrong time and whatnot, and the other. What I want to tell all who talking about struggling people and poor people only have like a 2-bedroom house, and when we're ready for pay with taxes, might be about $15 a month, less than $200 a year. So I don't forget the struggling people and the poor people and think and talk for yourself. Why you not talk about how much you have to pay and what you have to pay, but always going on struggling and poor people? Leave us alone. And the point is, anyhow, I'm not sure, but if I'm wrong, or you correct me. The same person, I don't know, in the pandemic, if they get the struggling and the poor people are hampered when the day comes, who there does help to give a pot of food? If people struggling, I mean, not if, but I mean, we know what it is. But don't use it as an excuse first. And the next thing again, on the airways, you're hearing how much time with the president and the prime minister who sign book and all of that, and they get information. No, this, I'm wondering to know if they have to bring in the FBI to know who taking out the conversations between the president in her office and the prime minister or any other person who visits her. Who it is. It has to be somebody who, according to what the woman says, somebody who told her. And she get the information. Don't take up with a bird and just put a bird and she get the information. So this is serious thing. So that means only prime president business outside. So I don't know if they have to bring in a FBI or whoever they call him to investigate these things. Okay then. Bye.
Thank you. Paula, good morning.
Dominic and Bruce, good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Are you hearing me, Dominic?
Yeah, he's hearing you. Go ahead.
Dominic, I told Pastor Google how Inshan Ishmael got that land. One day I will tell you, Dominic, but not today. I will leave it there for now.
Thank you, Mr. Liverday. I too would love to hear how he got that land. I really would.
Interesting.
I can't understand state land being given away for people, given free to people to be able to put up a commercial enterprise. Something wrong with that.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning.
You know, I know you all would have ventilated this already, but I think there is some sort of misunderstanding, misinformation, or something going out in the public. Because I keep seeing these weird things going on. So I wonder if you could do us a human service by somehow trying to educate the public as to the quantum that this property tax is going to actually end up being. Because I have been hearing that, it's 3% of your rental value. And if that is such, it has some people that spend more money in the rum shop, especially if the bar have some of these young girls that is pass and pass their hand in the guys here. You understand? And they just end up spending $500-$600 just by ordering beers just to see the girl pass by them. And let people understand how much 3% is now. Because if your rental value for what I get is $10,000, your house rental value is $10,000. Then that means your property tax is $300. They spend $600 in the bar on a Friday. So but when it is you get sick when you get a ticket from driving drunk, the barman don't help you pay it. When you end up in hospital with liver disease from too much alcohol, the barman don't pay for your medical bill, and neither does the barman help pave the road. So we gave him $500-$600 every week. So maybe you could try and get the figures as to how much you will actually pay. So people, this foolish rhetoric that people pushing to make people believe that they go dead. And I hear some people say, but in the developed countries, they could afford it. But no, developed countries actually have it harder right now because of the effects of COVID has been drastic. But actually, it's because of the property tax that they pay that they haven't gone under as yet. And for all the people who it is just been talking about, like it's only our country paying property tax, I would like them to just go online and take a look and see, maybe you all could do it for them. How many countries that actually pay property tax? So if they're looking to go in a country where they don't have that, let them know that they can go Japan, Germany, France, England, USA, Canada, Australia, Sweden, Switzerland, just to name a few. So where they want to go? In countries that not making it, right? Oh my goodness. I don't know. Maybe you all could do that. I'm hoping. You all have a nice day. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So guys, the countdown has begun. I don't want to take... Right, I'm going to try this call and see. Caller, good morning. You have a minute. Hello.
Good morning, Dominic.
Morning,
Good morning, Bruce Wayne. Good morning, Dominic.
Morning.
Bruce Wayne and Dominic, I'm very upset, you know. Two things. I now get up this morning and I saw the so-called brouhaha with Incha and Ishmael. And let me tell you something, you know what? As far as Incha is concerned, he is a non-entity. And if he want to leave the country, so be it. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think he should leave the country, take your family. If you want to go to Guyana, go to Guyana, or better yet, since all you love to go to Fort Lauderdale in Florida, you could go there. Because as far as I am concerned, some of these East Indians feel that they are the closest thing to Caucasians. That is how I see it. And it is true with the last caller. How in the world you could run a country without property tax? How are we going to get revenue in this crisis that we're dealing with? I hear people talking about increase the salary, increase the wages. There was a man who was supposed to represent a certain union in this country since 2013 and he accept 5% and a certain former minister tell him to went to the side. He signed who signed for the 5%? Huh? Dominic and Butcher, remember the man who signed who took the 5%? But let me tell you something, huh? You see there's a level of disrespect for the Prime Minister? It is getting overbearing. Even sometimes on Facebook page, these people have no respect. Why? Because he black? Some of these people, like I said again, there's a certain group of people who feel they're white, you know. Right? Encouraging their children to go, when they go to these European countries to marry, they encourage their son and daughters to marry with the Caucasians, so their grandchildren
Leave it there, buddy. We gotta go to the ads.
Right.
So guys, we'll be right back. Keep it locked.
And I sleep and I wake and I'm ready to leave. Yeah, there we go. Sawa, I'm coming day. Boba, I'm coming. Santa Cruz, I'm coming. A day and a day and a day and a day. Victor, I'm coming day. John, I'm coming. La Panty, I'm coming. A day and a day and a day and a day. People has come and people has go. That is one thing I already know. Who said that and I find me so I to check on my friends, tell them I say no. The biggest big mass in the whole world is in Trinidad and Tobago. TVs and wine and sing so sweet. I like it, say no to one. Arriba, Puna Puna, Aruka, a day and a day and a day and a day. I'm coming, Point Pointed, Tigo Martin, I'm coming day, a day and a day and a day. Anybody who wants you white, when you don't think I'm not thinking, you cannot be down in Punjaban, you cannot be in paradise. If you don't have I will not complain. And I see and bunch, the young and wine and sing goodbye. And for the change of day and this are real. I come in there, I come in there, I come in there, a day and a day and a day and a day. I come in there, I come in there, I come in there, a day and a day. Yeah man, I went and I bed and I eat and I sleep and I wake and I'm ready to leave home. Hey. I went and I bed and I eat and I sleep and I wake and I'm ready to leave. Everybody sing with me, sing with me. Hi, 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 hi.
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes.
Simpson's Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpson's Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282. or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Hey, you keeping safe? I hope so. I don't really know what will happen when everything will back up, but the line had to go on. But in the meantime, just come online with the live wire. I'm on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. Or you could check us out on the live on Facebook at the Street 919 FM or on YouTube at Street TV. Don't forget to share the live. That might just be as important as you keeping safe. So mask up, sanitize, tune in to the Street 919 FM, Lime on the Live Wire, Saturday afternoons, 5 to 8 p.m. Don't worry, I gotta be home in time for the curfew. Keep safe.
There's only one way to start your week right, and that's with Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Thursday morning beginning October 7th at 9:10 a.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the Street 919 FM every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. Tune in on Thursday, 7th October and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the Street 919 FM this and every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. It's time that you live.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco, Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Police, gade,
Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division? Yes, sir. I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries. Excuse me, sir? Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes, Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I can buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arabita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 60 Tools.
Alright, thanks, boss. Nah, man. Ronnie, do you have $488 to lend, man?
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of September 29th, 2021 stands at new positive cases 230, total active cases 4,189, total recovered patients 44,796. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present, 50,459. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Live within your means. This is one that you've likely heard time and time again, and for good reason, because of how important it is and the significance it can have on your retirement plan. If you want to avoid taking on debt, going broke, and pushing back your chances of retiring at a reasonable age, then it is in your best interest to make sure that your overall spending is less than what you are earning to make sure you are not jeopardizing your financial future. It's always easier said than done, but it's also much easier to practice when you stick to your values and don't worry about how others are spending their money. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
So welcome back on the inside. Just a bit of information for you. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will now be open full-time to provide expert eye care services to you. All of our regular services are now available. For your safety, we continue to practice the established health and safety protocols, and we recommend that you make an appointment for all testing services. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours, eye testing availability, and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes. For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand, don't forget Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arapita Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. So you can call us at 6263 Tools. Going on me this morning, boy. Residents of Goodwood, Pembroke, and Glamorgan choose to get vaccinated. The COVID-19 vaccination caravan rolls into your community from Monday, the 27th of September, from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the Goodwood Community Center car park. Also, residents of Blackrock and Mount Irvin choose to get vaccinated as well. The COVID-19 vaccination caravan rolls into your community, and that was from Wednesday the 29th of September from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the Black Rock Community Center. So the centers are open all now, guys. You gotta get ready. They'll be open in about 2 hours time, so get ready. Vaccines will be available for all persons 12 years and older. Doctors and nurses will be available there to chat with you. If you want to get your children back to the school classroom, you want to get back to work and liming, or return to the things you love, choose to get vaccinated. A message from the Division of Health, Wellness and Family Development. Let me say happy birthday going out to Wrong Bus Lady. Happy birthday to you, my friend. I know you are going to enjoy your day today with your friends and family. So, Mr. Romain.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
When 91 days of Christmas starting?
I'm not sure, you know. I'll call Piper and find out what's going on. Piper morning.
Yeah, gosh, man. People who are desirous of hearing, the little Christmas music to put them in the mood. They're losing our listeners between a certain time. So.
Oh gosh.
With all the, notwithstanding we hear about all who suffering and stuff. Give them a month or two when we get into the earnest of the Christmas season.
And by the way, guys, if you're looking for a safe zone DJ, yes, I am available.
Right.
Yes, you're looking for a safe zone DJ for your safe zone event? Yes, I am available. So you can call me at 340-2016. Yes. Yes, Dominic. Yes. I ain't making joke now. Let's stay there, yes?
Damn right.
Yeah,
I see on Facebook, Bruce, I think the trending story today is going to be this thing between the Prime Minister and Sean Ishmael. I'm seeing a whole set of memes on Facebook with people adding adjectives to describe how the Prime Minister should have described his ERSE for Ishmael. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God. You open up a whole can of worms there, you don't know, no?
Yeah, you fooling nobody.
Yeah.
And people would give me a break, you're closing on your business because. So how are you gonna continue to maintain that lavish lifestyle that you lead? You always love to do his lives in his massive house in bamboo. Like to show off the fancy kitchen and the fancy this and fancy that.
According to somebody on I think it's on it's YouTube. Yeah. Oh good. I don't read it. Read it. What this? Somebody say you always you're always closing down. You're always closing down. Oh God.
It's like the Indian Expo. Yeah. Final extension and the final extension. Yeah. So we're going out of business, we're closing down, and then people come and buy up all your inventory, all your stock, and then all of a sudden things work out and you start again Forex again, so you change your mind. You ain't closing down again.
Oh God. Yes, you. That was a paid advertisement. I am your safe zone DJ. Check me out.
Fully vaccinated.
Yes. No problems whatsoever. Just call me. You stay right there. All who don't want to go back to some sort of normal. It's up to you guys, yes?
Was anything close to normal, I think, gravitate towards it.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Tell them we stop with the foolishness and do what we have to do now, man.
Yeah.
You know? I ain't forcing nobody, but according to the people, they're big on your sense.
Correct.
I'm going to take a few calls here. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce and Dominic.
Hi, morning. I'm hardly hearing you.
You hearing now?
A little better.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I have to shout. Anyway, I have noticed that a lot of people want to impose their rights on others. I remember this prayer in school, right? Religious instruction, because somebody else right can overpower that person right. I'm saying if you don't want to go to the religious instruction thing, just there's a break. You know, there's a somebody, you would go to a certain place and stay there, either the hall or wherever. You don't want that. Somebody don't want to make a cake for you because because they don't believe in your belief of same-sex marriage, you taking them to court, right? So you imposing your right over my belief, right? They want to teach sex education in school, and that's fine. Not for me, but I mean for them. They want to tell the children whether they can be, your parents send you to school as a girl or a boy. The teachers, and I don't know if they started here in Trinidad and Tobago, they want to tell you you can be a boy or a girl. You understand? So that's their right. It's time for people to stop putting up to that nonsense. You know? And okay, so I want to say that for me, when school opened up, my grandson will have to go back to school. For me, I don't think I was ready for that. You know, for him.
Yeah.
Although he have his 2 vaccines, because we all have vaccinated in this house.
Yeah.
Right? So, but Bruce and Dominic, the traffic, it's terrible. When he had to go to school before the pandemic, his driver would take him up earlier to drop him to school because of the traffic.
Yeah.
Then my daughter thought it was too early for him. So I had to leave home, go to his house, take him up and drop him at a certain time so that he wouldn't be in school too early, you know? And so, and so they have to fix that traffic system, right? But I'm saying teachers I don't understand the teachers and the teachers union. What it is, they kind of sit down properly and talk instead of mouthing out, getting everybody confused. Because at first they didn't want to do Zoom classes. I think, they had a problem. They have a problem with everything. Please fix it now for the children. Just fix it for the children. Right? And I also want to tell the people, define poor people for me, because if you go to a lot of homes, they're saying they're poor, but they're still having children. And they're having more than one after the other as well. You have one here, you can't. Pampers is very expensive. Taking care of a baby is very expensive. Okay? And are you seeing the amount of, gated community that is selling homes now for $1 million plus? Who own that? And it's talking about poor people. And like Dominic mentioned earlier, are they using state land to do all the commercial there? Right? Because if you have property for sale, it's not your thing, it's a business. Right? So we have to know what it is they want to give back to the country for using the country's property or assets. Thank you.
Thank you. Dominic, she mentioned about when she mentioned about the religious learning in the school. I've always realized that we as parents, we would say, well, okay, if my child is Christian, Hindu, whatever, the school may be Christian, right? Or the school may be Hindu, and my child goes to the school and I am of the opposite religion, or whatever religion that the school is, and I may not want my child to participate in the religious program that particular school has. Now, funny enough, would you believe most of the time, the majority of the time, the children themselves are interested in knowing about another religion, not saying that they plan to be a part of that religion or practice that religion, but their minds, they just be curious, they just be interested, they just want to know. So I mean, me as a parent, I see I have no qualms if my son want to, he in the school and the school carries this religion and he's not that religion and he wants to learn. I have no problem with it, But everybody thinks a little different, and there's always a ticklish situation where that is concerned in the schools.
But I know when I was at CIC, I don't know if it's still the practice, but for because CIC is a Catholic school run by the board of the Holy Ghost Fathers. For non-Catholic students, when the Catholic students had religious instruction, they had horticulture for the non-Catholics so that they could have engaged in that. So they had alternatives.
Right.
If it is that you wanted to be in the chess club, or if it is that you wanted to be in the photography club, for that period when religious instruction is taking place for the Catholics, there were a variety of options for the non-Catholic students. But if the non-Catholics wanted to come in the religious instruction class, they could have.
Yeah.
But I could tell you, in the class that I attended, RI class, we discussed everything except religion. So, yeah.
Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dominic and Bruce.
Hey, Central, how are you going?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
morning.
Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Talking about disrespect with the Prime Minister, against the Prime Minister with Mr. Ishmael. But I think the present Prime Minister has been very disrespectful as far as women is concerned. Another thing, Dominic, because I like to do research. He had an article by one of those rappers called Anika Gum Sandyford. She was doing some sort of thing with the interview with the Prime Minister by his residence. Not the official PM residence, by his home. I think you should get an article and read it exactly what Ms. Sandyford was ventilating. And also, Dominic, I always say it is a mathematician's nightmare to understand how 65 could go into 30. And by the way, I will mark all my material. Thank you.
You know, Central. you know, Bruce, you know the thing that's amazed me with Central? Central will call and say that the PNM loved always that, and what we do on this program is talk about the UNC has no moral authority to speak about anything, and therefore, but if the PNM is to be held to a higher standard, it can't be that you're saying, well, the UNC did it, so therefore we could do it. And now you're calling to say, well, you basically say, well, it's okay for Insha and Ishmael to be disrespectful to the Prime Minister because in your view, the Prime Minister has been disrespectful to women. And that is a narrative that the UNC has pushed because of statements that the Prime Minister would have made. And it's all about context, and it is about what goes on in your mind. If you wish to perceive it as being disrespectful to women, you could perceive it that way. What has the Prime Minister said about women? Okay, so the Prime Minister in the Parliament would have made a comparison with women, you know, with grooming a golf course and so on. And as an avid golf player, he would know what goes into grooming a golf course. That you can't have. Well, anyway, I'm not going to go down that road. But we understand the context in which it was made. When the Prime Minister had his conversations with the Prime Minister, and he talked about he's not responsible for who you have in your bedroom. Now let's face it. Yesterday, Central called in and he asked, so if what Wade Mark said, with respect to the 1%, if that's not true, right? The point of the matter is that there was substance in what the Prime Minister was saying. Women, he was making the point that women have to be very selective in who it is that they choose to be their partners, because you have domestic violence taking place, you have men who only interested in one thing, they're desiring children, and then they leaving the women and leaving these children fatherless and so on. And again, it's a matter of context. But if you all want to perceive it as the Prime Minister being disrespectful to women, I don't see it. Then you're talking about this 65 and the 70, and you're coming back with the same thing, but you see, Central love to call and talk about the 65 into 17. Central, behave yourself. Because again, you make my had a reference the issue of Satmaraj and the staunch defense for child marriages. 65 can't go into 17, but 65 can go into 12. To me, that is even worse, Central. But all you're not complaining about 65 going into 12, 70 going into 12, 50 going into 12, or 55 going into 13. You have no issue with that. But only focusing on 65 going into 17. I mean, know what you're talking about. When the Prime Minister played Mass Down South and the 17-year-old girl who come to take a wine on the Prime Minister. She do that for pips. She get pips. Right? She became famous. Okay, that's what she wanted. What the Prime Minister do? He went, if he had push her off, the first thing I'll ever say, he racist. It's because she's an Indian. But if it was a Negro girl had come and whine on him, would have been a different thing. That is the problem. It's not like the Prime Minister say, hey, come, take a wine on me. When it is that for Carnival Bruce, them police officers and them stand up like wooden judges in a Ramgood session, and woman come in and whine on them and throw leg on them and all kind of thing, and they stand up there. Do they invite up? Do they say, hey, come and whine on me? No. But you see, if they push them off now, is an issue. So come now and Central, oh gosh, boy. That's so you're trying to defend being disrespectful to the Prime Minister, but then when people call Kamala Kams, all you vex. Simple thing like that, you're being disrespectful to the leader of the opposition because you're calling her Kams. But on the UNC on Facebook page, you refer to her as Kamala. Kamala says so and so, and Kamala says so and so. Pick a struggle now, man. He's way up for that now. Gosh, man, Central. At the end of the day, what the Prime Minister said, okay, there's an email interchange between him and Inshan Ishmael. Inshan Ishmael decided to make it public, right? The Prime Minister didn't call a press conference and say anything about Ishmael. So Inshan Ishmael decided to make it public, right? Keith Rowley is a human being, and there's only so much disrespect that the man can take. Right. And as I said, if you go on Inshan Ishmael Facebook page and you listen to all the lives that he's done for the last 2 months, you will see every bloody live he disrespected the Prime Minister, calling the man mule and donkey, lal, pagar, and all kind of dotishness, and then talking about, I don't want to disrespect the Prime Minister. I don't want to disrespect the Prime Minister. But, so you recognize beforehand, what you're going to say is disrespectful. So you're admitting beforehand that you're going to be disrespectful to the Prime Minister. You don't want to be, but then you go ahead and say, because of your own personal views, because you figure you being impacted, you ain't getting enough Forex, so you're vexed with the Prime Minister. And that's the Prime Minister's fault. Oh, he given Forex to his friends and family and finances. But when he was getting contract for the police because you know, miss you. No, he was all right with that. He wasn't complaining. But you're vexed now. And you want to create a background so people feel sorry for you, looking for sympathy. It's foolishness. Bruce, open bag like you see Central is calling to throw off.
Caller, good morning.
Morning. Bruce, Dominic, yes, the asking too
yes,
much, you know. It's a stretch, you know. You spoke about the tutor response here in this pandemic thing concerning the students, I think. Did you mention it?
No, I didn't speak about conspiracy.
Well, all right, I have no problem. Because, like I say, the government of this country is such, evolution is such that they think in futuristically. I just wanted to mention that. And what happened is that we can't fight the virus anymore, but it must be integrated into the society. Now, you know, brothers like we just spoke to and think that it is a stretch for their imagination. And apparently it's a stretch for the future president also. There is nothing that she says that fosters the integration of the virus within the society and how we should put up, what we should put up in terms of how we facing it and the policies that we put in place and how we dealing with it as far as, helping to develop, the students and the country back to where it is. And I am, I'm most times disappointed that, many still have this resistive stance, this right stance, and this, all these regressive, kind of non-progressive kind of attitude towards it. So, Dominic, is a matter of futuristic thinking, great minds, and like it is be a stretch for other people to come along. So what it is trying to do is to drag the whole institution down in the drain to equalize, to have equilibrium with their form of thinking, and then it just shine up themselves as not being capable of understanding what needs to be done. And I put that the president, I think everybody put up of our attitude towards the whole judgment right now, and I needed to mention it, and I needed to let her know she needs to kind of be a little proactive and a little positive. Not everything has to come about with that tone and that hue. Thanks, Dominic. Thanks, Bruce, for having me. Titans Nation. Have a good day, sir.
Yeah, man, bless. So, guys, you can call us up 342-0081, 466-5391. Those are the numbers to call. Let's see who's out there. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning to Bruce, morning Dominic, Sharon, all listeners.
Hey, morning.
Morning.
Dominic, there is nothing wrong with responding to Central, because I'll tell you something, people like Central and they who have their script come in the form of a mantra You find it on all radio stations where they come out and ask questions, where people who don't read, people are gullible. They stop it up. So you need to explain sometimes as simple as it is. It's not that we take the program in his direction, but nothing wrong in taking 2 minutes to rip it apart. It's very important that you do that. Because he listens, and not him alone. He would have his group that he is the leader, and he calls. And then when they hang up the phone, they say, yes, I get him. You need to explain us after to debunk the nonsense they're having. You see, moral and spiritual values, people take it now as joke. God bless Mr. Robinson. He showed Trinidadians and Togolese. Now, not everything has to be legislated. It is left upon people to say, hey, you see this? Step down for this. Now, the UNC don't believe in anything like protocol. They believe in the law, Bruce. They don't want anything like, all right, this is not decent in office. And let me give an example. You see how the UNC, now, here the UNC is then. The UNC don't even have a good philosophy. They believe that, hey, when I'm in government, I could say something. When I'm in opposition, I could say something different, So if I'm in government and you have a bill, I ask you to support it based on the composition of the bill. When they're in opposition, they want a bill, That's what we have as an opposition in the parliament. What I tell Trini is that all you sitting down here talking about the poor and the poor and the poor and give the government do this for the poor. And I say, hey, long time I used to entertain it and say, yes, government spend this, but government social sector bill is high. What we telling these people out there, when you're balling for the poor, go to parliament and tell Kamala Prasad, all those bills get towards property tax and so on. That thousands of people willing to pay to help you all in the local region. When she passed that, then we'll talk about the poor, because what you all don't know is millions of dollars could be collected, and the regional corporation, based on the same revenue authority, a structured revenue authority, listen good, that you don't want to support, would have the regional corporations and the boroughs collecting their own taxes with proper administration, not corruption. And the man, a driver, a cleaner, everybody could be properly employed. So instead of doing, I'm not degrading taxi work, even if you have a taxi, you employ with the regional corporation and you could still work a taxi. But for now, all you want government to get anything else to add to correct expenditure to just to take care of people who we consider poor. It will not happen. We have people, my family live in Canada, and they're telling you that they have to pay your property taxes. But you have a lady here in opposition with 19 seats telling you, hey, don't pay it. They want to take advantage of the poor people. All you keep listening. And that's what, like with Dr. Rowley, the benchmark for order in government mustn't always be left with to the PNM. So Imchan Ishmael, as you rightly said, can't go on an email, and when you feel disrespected, they put it out there. That's how they stop. I am telling you, the UNC needs to be a group that have a national heart. And for now, Bruce and Dominic, they don't have that. This conversation on poverty and so on, all you just have to take that to the bank, honestly. Have a good morning, guys. All you take care.
Amen.
Bruce, and I'm going to agree with Rowley Jr. And Central always talk about moral high ground. But his party continues on a daily basis to deprive its membership of any opportunity to ever hold the moral high ground, right? Because you're talking about the Prime Minister disrespect women and so on. But I guess you don't find it disrespectful when Kamala Prasad Visesa called sitting government ministers Makome men. For leader of the opposition, a former Prime Minister and the quote-unquote Prime Minister in waiting, you call him sitting MP Makome men, and we know what that means. She did it in the parliament and she did it outside of the parliament. There's no problem with that. When she talked about in the parliament, they were having some debate, and I guess there was some crosstalk when she was on her legs from Stuart Young, and she said, Minister Young, they should have come for your daughter. That is parliamentary. That wasn't disrespectful. Yeah. I tell him that they should have come for his daughter. Yeah. And then talking about how much children Dr. Rowley have outside and all kind of bacchanal and whatnot and stuff. But you have a problem with that. But the Prime Minister being disrespectful and he disrespecting women and so. It should be carte blanche. If you're saying that he's disrespectful to women, but there is a difference of opinion. Because it seems only UNC women that find the Prime Minister was being disrespectful. And again, it all comes down to context. which is why it is very disingenuous for Inshan Ishmael to put out what he puts out and not give us the full context of the email exchange, so we can understand what prompted the Prime Minister to get so upset that he needed to tell you that. But I also reinforce the fact that that was a private email conversation. So Bruce, if you and I having a conversation, right, over WhatsApp, and I cuss out your tail, and you decide to come and put it up on the you make it public. That was between me and you, right? In our personal capacity. If you say something that get me vexed, and I decide to let it all out, how is that disrespectful? When you in your house and you and your family member get away for whatever it is, and you know somebody spelled a curse or whatever it is as a kid, but they figure the Prime Minister is supposed to be, he's not supposed to be using such words and diplomatic language, and that is too coarse for the Prime Minister. Okay.
Because he's not human.
Yeah, he's not human. So every day is okay for Inshan Ishmael to call the Prime Minister all kind of derogatory terms, and not just Ishmael. All them UNC Facebook page and all kind of thing calling the Prime Minister. They have a meme where they have human feces and the Prime Minister face on it, and all kind of thing. This Prime Minister, I think, has been the most vilified, the most denigrated by the opposition. It didn't have what they didn't say about this man. It didn't have what they haven't done to paint him in the worst of lights possible. But as Inshan Ishmael want to draw reference to say that the Prime Minister is worse than George Chambers and Ian R. Robinson, I would remind them, when VAT was introduced by the NAR, right, it wasn't popular then, tax, and today people saying, yeah, boy, we understand what Robbie was doing, thank goodness for VAT, yes, because, they supported now, but back then, it wasn't good. So, and that's why I continue to make the point that decisions that are made by this administration, while in the present, it may not seem ideal, come 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, people will be singing a different tune when they see the benefits. But it's going to take a while for the benefits to present themselves. So, the Korean nothing to worry about. But, all right.
Oh, boy. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
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 Am I on?
Yes, you're live.
Right. Now, I want to ask Inshan Ishmael something that it is said and alleged. Is it truth that he, before becoming a car dealer, was a very large cassava exporter, and at some time it was found that other things were found with the cassava, and he had a lot of problem, so he went into car. Now, he may have a problem with the car business, so he's going to do just like what happened to the cassava business, and going to another business. He's a very cunning businessman. However, this is my take. The Prime Minister was wrong. Inshan Ishmael is not in the Prime Minister class, and he have no right to went into no stupid exchange of words with him. Dr. Eric Williams said when they call him Deafy, let the jackass ray. So, in my take, my Prime Minister was wrong to go into talk with a little pussytail boy, to have him exposing him, making him look stupid, engage into everything. That's my take.
Okay. I disagree with you. I find that was long overdue from the Prime Minister to put him in his place and put him in check. Long overdue. Because you might say that,
agree with that.
You might say that, but if you have every day somebody, Dominic, coming on every day,
yeah,
every day, how long you feel you'll be able to take that for? Everybody has a limit. The Prime Minister just reached his with Mr. Inshan. Simple as that. Everybody.
And again, Bruce, I stress the point. I stress the fact that the Prime Minister did not do this in a public forum.
Exactly.
This was an exchange, a private exchange between him and Inshan Ishmael, and Inshan Ishmael chose to break that confidentiality because he saw an opportunity that he could use it to present the Prime Minister as being in a certain light. But when you are making public accusations, accusing the Prime Minister and his government and his ministers of using their office to influence public policy to help friends and family, that constitutes malfeasance in public office and is a crime. If it is you are saying that trying to imply that the Prime Minister or the Minister of Finance pick up the phone and call the head of FCB and tell them, give so-and-so as much US as they want. If that is in fact the case, then the Prime Minister and whoever is the Minister of Finance have a case to answer, right, in the courthouse. And they could be charged for misbehavior in public office for doing that. And if it is the Prime Minister stays quiet and he says nothing, you know what the first thing I say? Why Rowley ain't saying nothing? Because you know it's true. That's what they're doing. And they will run with that. So the Prime Minister responds to the point where he is so incensed by the accusation being made that he had to respond in that way.
Exactly.
And who knows what other interaction. So the Prime Minister being disrespectful for saying that by virtue of the office that he holds, right? But Inshan Ishmael would go further to say that he can't, he don't know how to do what it is the Prime Minister tell him to do, kisses ARSC, because he can't tell the difference between the Prime Minister head and his ARSC, right? And we'll have no issue with that. That's not disrespectful. So it's okay for this clown, right, to speak to the Prime Minister in that way, in an email response. And he proud of that too, because he posted up on his Facebook page, look at my response to the Prime Minister. Yes, and all of these clowns who say the Prime Minister disrespectful, applauding in Inshan Ishmael. Yes, you tell him good. Yes, we like that. That is a good response. For example, is certain for the children in the country that is okay. That when it is that you have UNC supporters will go to a petting zoo and see a donkey and telling the child, who is that? Who is that? And hear the child, Rowley, and we laugh at that. And when you look at the number of likes on that, the number of shares, and that is what we promoted in this country, to be disrespectful to office holders. If it is Inshan Ishmael wasn't doing what he was doing, putting false information to the public domain and doing things to aggravate the Prime Minister would not have had to respond to him in that manner. Right? So the Prime Minister put his foot down. As he said, enough is enough. You're overdoing it now.
But Dominic,
because you're trying to draw me into something that I did not do, and you're putting it out in the public domain. And if I don't respond, people are going to believe what it is you put out there.
Exactly.
Because you have your supporters, you have your fans. But Dr. Roddy doesn't have a TV station that he could go on every Wednesday night and do a program and put out stuff about people and make claims. So Inshan Ishmael has that platform.
And to show you how he was really up to mischief, why it is you block out this part? How dare you attempt to associate my name in your slander and conspiracy foolishness? So because Mr. So-and-so was the CEO of the LSA, that gives you the right and license to link me to him in some wrongdoing with his business. He added, for the peace of mind, for your peace of mind, I barely know the man and certainly know nobody in his family and have absolutely nothing to do with any aspect of his life or business. So you go to hell. So you leave out all that inside of there.
Yes.
And just put the first part and the last part. You're mischievous. You're mischievous. The Prime Minister didn't do nothing wrong there. He put you in your place. He put you in check. Because you have stupidness. And you're on it for too long now.
Correct.
Right? Every day you want to put out a live disrespecting the Prime Minister. Every day you're choking. Every day. You get a reply now in private capacity. And you want to blow out thing and put it out. No, you're putting it out, put out everything. Put out everything. Let everybody laugh at you at what the Prime Minister had to put you in your place and let you know. So Mr. Gentleman who call, I don't agree with you. The Prime Minister had all right to put him in check.
Yes. Now, Bruce, if the Prime Minister had done that in a public forum, I could support the claim that, okay, it was inappropriate.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, all these people who will go now, call or whatever it is, go on social media and say the Prime Minister disrespectful and so on, right? Tell me that when in private circles, Kamala Ruckus, she don't say all kind of things about Rowley behind his back. Yeah. Call him all kind of name. Munilal don't do that. When they meet up by whoever house or by wherever it is and they drinking the gazoo. You feel they don't say some of the nastiest things about the Prime Minister and other members of government behind closed doors because it's a private setting. So the rules of engagement change. But if you're in a public place, it's fundamentally different. This email exchange between Inshan Ishmael and the Prime Minister, because when Inshan Ishmael went on on his pull up his laptop and he decided to send the Prime Minister an email and the exchange was going on. He didn't do a live. Just say, well, look, I'm going and now and email the Prime Minister and look, I'm doing a live for you all to see it. Because if it is in that email exchange, the Prime Minister had said to him, all right, here, well, I'll make a call in the morning and organize for you to get some US, how much you want. We would never hear about that. That email exchange would have remained confidential. You see, but when you have no respect for confidentiality, all right, because it wasn't Keith Rowley that come and say, look, put this up on my Facebook page or my Instagram profile how I cuss out Inshan Ishmael. He didn't do that. Inshan Ishmael brought this issue into the public domain because he's trying to score points.
That's right.
And he's trying to put the Prime Minister in a certain light that he disrespectful. You see, Manning say he's a raging bull and this and that, but you provoked the man. You went to the man's private email and engaged him. So what is he supposed to do? No, you could say, well, he could have just ignored the email and then what? You know what he'd do? Well, look, I sent the Prime Minister an email outlining so, and the Prime Minister didn't respond. So is it that they know what they say, silence is consent? So I give the Prime Minister all right to respond in that manner. And there's no first time, I think there was another issue with somebody else with the email, WhatsApp exchange with Kirk Waite.
Yeah.
But the Prime Minister had to put him in his place too. And again, private. Understand what should be kept private and what should come out into the public domain. And if it is they feel they want to publicize it, again, to bolster this image that some people have that the Prime Minister is this raging bull and you know, he's on court and he this and that. Hey, check the president and when Donald Trump said he could walk out in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and he wouldn't lose a single vote. When he was telling his supporters in the run-up to the election, anytime you see the bad talking, him or the Republicans, knock them to so and so out and he will pay their legal bills. And Donald Trump was telling people that. What happened? And then he ended up getting elected as the most powerful man in the world in the United States. And but you have millions of people clapping that type of behavior, all right? Yeah, okay. Anyway, Bruce.
But let's take our call here. Caller, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
Callers all on the live. Dominic, you could give you a little more time and I said about 2 calls for the morning if you was rushing, you know. but you see the budget? Bring on the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, please. I'll give all your instance about the phone yesterday. Now with your phone, you must have an ID card, and they give you a whole long form to pull out with some little instructions what people don't read. But when I get out, I just come home and start to read every single thing. If you was rushing you, because the contract is signed with our phone. People, get out there and make sure you pay all your revenue tax. And one thing I would like in the budget, this budget should be a maintenance budget. It shouldn't be no mega projects on all them things going up. The only thing I want to see going up is houses. If you was rushing you, money in houses and maintenance of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hey. Oh, yes, Father. Caller, good morning.
Dominican Bruce, good morning.
Morning.
This must be the 25th time I'm trying to call you. You see that gentleman, not even a gentleman, that fella called Inshan. Why is there some whatever Ishmael? He and a certain group of people keep constantly harassing Dr. Rowley. Let them leave our Tobago boy alone. He lucky Dr. Rowley didn't give him the Tobago cutout. Leave Dr. Rowley alone. We would not sit down here in Tobago and have them harassing and degrading the Prime Minister like that. Leave him alone. He don't like the Sheen Bush where you're shorting and he just running off. At some point in time, you got to talk. And I have one thing to say. Them who encourage you for buy big belly horse, right? Then I help you buy seed for feed them. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. So, guys, I have some obituaries to read before we close off the program. So, I will do that because there's a few. It's about 4 of them. So I'll do that, and then we will close off. Well, let me take this call here. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning.
Morning to the listeners and I don't point
Morning.
Bruce, why does want to understand, and Dominic, when we as a people of African descent become so weak and become so defenseless to allow other races to say all type of things about us, and when people respond, there are those who look like us come out and say we shouldn't say nothing. When we became so, because when you look at our history, what happened in Haiti and other countries during slavery and enslavement, we were strong, proud people standing up to fighting for his rights. We're not saying we're going to be going at people, but if they come at us unjustly and calling us all kind of names and all that, and you stand and you say yourself, how dare people who look like we come to about who wrong and who in wrong? Why did you say them wrong? Look how the young guy got fired from the job because he had the guts to play the tape with the Indian woman was saying, okay, and you know what happened? She put into it and the company fired him. And what we say? We say nothing. Look at Dr. Delia Gabriel. 2 months to finish her she internship, and because of the racial discrimination against her, she was pushed out of it. And what we do? What we say? When we become so weak, I want to know that we ancestors must be turning in the grave to hear them think. Dr. T. Christopher Rowley, transformational leader, I support you, sir. Answer back. He is a human being. He has to curse somebody with answer back. And if they want to make it public, die the business. But they must know the place. Because when Kamala Prasad be says and then put up all kind of things, say all kind of things. People are just, don't say nothing. When they go low, you must go high. You see that stupid talk we be talking? It has some of we have to go lower than the white line. Have a blessed morning.
All right, guys. So at this time, I will be doing our obituaries. So we'll be right back. Street 919 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Ines Roberts, aka Blondie, who departed this life at the age of 68 years on Monday, the 27th of September 2021 at his residence, 1 Warner Road, Point Fortin. He'll be lovingly remembered as the son of the late Imelda and Claude Roberts, father of Michael, Jason, Carleen, Calvin, Renee, Amanda, Makiba, Kelvin, Alvin, Jessica, and Stephen, grandfather of many, brother of Curlin, Ethelyn, Gemma, Barbara, the late Sidney and Wilfred, uncle of many, in-law of Norris Iton and Linda Roberts, relative of the Roberts, Cooper, Lawrence, Matthew, Lopez, Edwards, and Achard families, friend of many. The funeral service for the late Ines Roberts, aka Blondie, will take place on Thursday, the 30th of September 2021 at 3:30 p.m. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, the funeral service will be streaming live on Elite Funeral Homes Limited Facebook page. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited at 648-3462. We've also been asked to announce the passing of Stephen Darwin Mitchell, aka Papa, of Chatham, who departed this life at the age of 88 years on Thursday, the 23rd of September 2021 at the San Fernando General Hospital. He will be lovingly remembered as the son of the late Theophilus Mitchell and Hester Bridgewater, husband of the late Yvonne Majori Mitchell, father of Lystra, Archie, Angela, Donna, Gail, Yvette, Darren, Sheldon, and Giselle. Grandfather of 27, great-grandfather of 10, brother of Ann Mitchell and 7 others, uncle of many, cousin of many, in-law of Veronica Smith, father-in-law of Densley, Jr., Nathaniel, and Stacy, relative of the Bridgewater, Mitchell, and James families, friend of many. The funeral service for the late Stephen Darwin Mitchell, aka Papa, will take place on Friday, the 1st of October 2021 at 3 p.m. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, the funeral service will be streaming live on Elite Funeral Homes Limited Facebook page. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited at 648-3462. We've been also asked to announce the passing of Ruby Alexander Bertrand of Secondary Avenue, La Brea, who departed this life at the age of 82 years on Sunday, the 26th of September 2021 at the San Fernando General Hospital. She will be lovingly remembered as the daughter of the late Gay and Timothy Alexander, wife of David Bertrand, mother of David Bertrand Jr., Sharon Bertrand Dwarika, and Philip Scott, grandmother of Denicia, Shane Dwarika, Joyban, and Charles Bertrand, and Shamira Dwarika, great-grandmother of Zachary and Zara Salazar, Abigail, Autumn, and Crystal Bertrand, sister of Earl, deceased, Rita, Eric, and Louise, deceased, aunt of Lisa and Lucy Alexander, cousin of the Wall Scott, Edward, and Nicole families, mother-in-law of Desmond Dwarika, relative of the Alexander family, friend of Verbena V. Dwarika, Majori Butch, Diane Miller, Virgie Leon, the Cato and Portally families, and Jennifer Percival, her caregiver. The funeral service for the late Ruby Alexander Bertrand will take place on Saturday, the 2nd of October 2021 at 2:30 p.m. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, the funeral service will be streaming live on Elite Funeral Homes Facebook page. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited at 648-3462. We've also been asked to announce the passing of Michael Ronnie Mills, aka Buzz, of Wickham Street, Point Fortin, who departed this life at the age of 68 years on Thursday, the 23rd of September 2021, at the San Fernando Teaching Hospital. He'll be lovingly remembered as the son of the late Herman Harper and Pearl Mills, husband of Jennifer Chucky Mitchell, brother of Clement Philip, deceased, Marlon and Matheson Mills, Kelvin and Nigel Romola Mills, Annette Mills, deceased, Marilyn Mills Jones, and Angela Mills Sebro, nephew of Ruth Brown and Joan Jones, uncle of many, great-uncle of many, cousin of many, in-law of Anne, Diane, Janice, Ian, and Jonathan, friend of the teaching fraternity, MSJ family, and many, many others. The funeral service for the late Michael Ronnie Mills, aka Buzz, will take place on Friday, the 1st of October 2021 at 10 a.m. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, the funeral service will be streaming live on Elite Funeral Homes Facebook page. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited at 648-3462.
Street, 919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
So guys, that's all the time we have for today. We are out of time. I can't even read the daily word. The daily word for today is inner peace. So it was a pleasure being in your company. It was a pleasure having you in ours. And
I just have to say thank you. Someone left me a packet yesterday. Well, I don't know how long it was there, but I collected it yesterday. I don't know who it was, but whoever the person is, if you're listening, thank you very much.
Nice.
It was well received.
So Dominic, we You'll be on Sunday, please, God.
Sunday morning, God's willing, yes.
Nice, okay. So, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Dominic, as we say, ciao.
Ciao.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
They say George your name causing plenty bacchanal in the place early Christmas morning. Christmas morning. A man and the wife end up in a fight cause out left and right. The man feels she horning. She horning. He tells she do darling, it's Christmas time. You bring me gift from your heart, I bring from mine. Anything you want, honey, I will spare a dime. Tell me what you want for Christmas. Tell me what you want for Christmas. She said, I want clothes, I want shoes. Don't pick up nothing, honey. I want shoes, I want house, I want land. The man gets some breakfast, say, well, it's best you go and let I want buy that for you. Oh, Christmas morning, I want how your name calling so. I want this and I want that. I want this and I want that. You bring your ham and sorrel, we bring the shak shak and quattro. I want this and I want that. I want this and I want that. What you want? 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 They say church and him causing plenty pain and suffering early Christmas morning. Christmas morning. People want to know what causing it wrong, whether it is true or a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding. The man make up to his wife and apologize. Go and make she breakfast as a surprise. Wifey meet him in the kitchen as soon as she rise. He said like an angel send you. Tell me what you want on the menu. She said, I want hops, I want ham, I want sorrel, I want jam, I want turkey, I want man. The man say I'm fed up here about this. I want man, best I let him marry to you. Oh, Christmas morning, I want how your name calling so. I want this, yes, I want that. I want this and I want that. You bring your ham and sorrel, we bring the shak shak and quattro. I want this and I want that. I want this and I want that. What you want? 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 Ayo. Baila. Spara. They say George your cousin too much of bacchanal in the place. They say George your cousin too much of bacchanal in the land. They say George your cousin too much of bacchanal in the house. They say George your cousin too much of bacchanal in the street early Christmas morning. Christmas morning. Baila. Spara. Iwer.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize